Engage.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the United Adventure Company. Tonight, we are playing the next episode, part of our Victim of the Art Delta Green uh, game with Nathan as our handler. Don't really have any announcements other than D&D is on a month-long hiatus for my work. So the weekend streams we will not be doing D&D. We'll have some other stuff this weekend. We're going to try to put together a AMA kind of just a casual, you know, chatting session. So nothing real spoilerific, but a lot of fun. Come hang out with us. It'll be probably Saturday evening. Check the Discord for the time. And other than that, that's about all I have. We had a really great time last night playing Weird. I think that's it. I'm going to toss it over to Nathan to get us started.
All right, thank you. Well, this week, one of our players actually volunteered to give the recap. So I'm actually going to judo throw this over to Lindsay and Agent Peyton.
All right. I got my real first Delta Green mission invite, and I was called to Chicago. I got there and I ran into Anthony. Strangely enough, I hadn't seen him since the Witsec detail. He really hadn't changed much. He was still nervous and jumpy and seemed like he was confused half the time, but he's good at making plans and he's a smart guy, so I think, it'll work out. And then I met 3 new agents, new to me. Kristen Dant was great. She's calm and cool and collected, and she's the one I think that has the best mind on her out of the whole group of us. She's the most reliable, I think. I would trust her. I would trust her with my life. Then there's Joshua Edenbaum. That guy, seems like the type that he wants to get things done. He's intense. And I like that he takes things very seriously. But he's one of those law enforcement agents who you look at him and you think, man, this guy joined the FBI so he could shoot people. Then, last but not least, Charles Humphries. Wow, is that guy an asshole? He is a total clown. He's sitting around like, oh, look at me with my PhD in physics. I'm so smart. Well, maybe he's good at this kind of stuff, but he was a total joke. Complete asshole. He was insulting everybody. He thinks too highly of himself. I do not trust that guy. Anyway, so our new, handler, going by the codename Baldy, came in, and he said that he wanted us to go look into the Glen Ridge killer. Also, the Glen Ridge chiropractor killer. The reason that this killer is called that is that he takes the heads and spines of his victims. And we were told that, he had already killed twice. There was, let's see here, it was a man named Carl Madretti and a woman named Vanessa Hatvin. Both, one was in September on the 15th, the other one was October 7th. And there was a missing girl, Lauren Harrogate. And we were told that there was a strange material that was found, and that our primary goal in our mission was to destroy said material. It was organic with some traces of fluorine. And the asshole professor seemed to think that he knew a little bit about that, and he was going to look into that part. We were told that our secondary priorities were to find Lauren and to cover up anything unnatural that we might come across. I asked about tracking a criminal. I mean, Why would you invite a U.S. deputy marshal around unless, you needed to track something? But apparently that's not really a priority in this case, so, that is what it is. We were told that Lauren's mother was taken to a sanitarium, the Swanee Psychiatric Institute, after seeing whatever it was that grabbed Lauren. We were told that we were going to go under the cover of FBI. And so that's what we did. We were going to meet with a detective named Hannah Gregson. They actually asked for the FBI help, and so it was easy for Delta Green to get us in under that cover story. So we get there, and I'm driving along, and I look over, and I see this van, and it says Phenomen X on it. And the worst, god-awful van wrap I have ever seen in my life. And so there are these two idiot kids standing out there, and they're filming something. So we stop, and I'm like, you know what? We got to put a stop to this. I'm just going to, tell these kids that they're under arrest so that I can confiscate their phone, and we can just be done with it. But of course, none of us were on the same page, and they just got the kids confused, and not only could we not talk them down, we couldn't grab their phone, and they wouldn't listen to us, and they kept filming the whole thing. So not long after that, Detective Gregson shows up, and she tells us, you know what, you really shouldn't be kicking this bear. These kids, they're the last ones left. Maybe they would have just left, but now they're all going to be all like, oh, look, it's the men in black, and they're going to stick around. And I'm just like, who's going to take these kids seriously? I just don't even know. I think their names were William and Georgia. Anyway, Anthony made some really good points about us sticking together. He might be nervous and jumpy, but he's got a good head on his shoulders. And Kristen was saying the same thing, of course, that, we needed to work together and just kind of approach this calmly. So we asked about the bodies, and we were told that they were held at Suffolk County, that the medical examiner would talk to us. We were also told that the crime scene where Lauren was grabbed from was baffling, and that we would have to go and check it out. Meanwhile, the asshole rode a bucket truck up to the lines where Lauren's body was, missing her head and spine. Come to find out, it was torn straight out. And there is not a living creature alive that we know of that could actually do such a thing. So I decided that, hey, I'm gonna ask Detective Gregson if we can just go to the Harwood house. And she said, sure, that she would keep these kids for questioning so they couldn't just follow us around. And so I got Joshua and Anthony that are gonna accompany me there. I don't know what we're gonna find, but I can't imagine that it's gonna be good.
All right. Wonderful recap. Thank you very much. We will start with the three of you who are heading to the Harrogate estate. I believe that is Peyton, Anthony, and Joshua, correct? Thumbs up, thumbs up. Very good.
That is correct.
So it's you would have gotten that information from the detective. You are able to kind of drive around town a little bit. You get a bit into the suburbs, as it were, a pretty affluent area. And you follow the directions to the house, and you find a police cruiser parked in front. And you can kind of see inside. There's looks like a uniformed officer just kind of leaning back. He looks like he is actually asleep at the moment. Take it away.
Well, Josh will sit back and see what Anthony's going to do. Anthony's new, so I want to just get an idea of how he's going to react.
There's an awkward silence in the car as the three as Anthony looks around.
Everybody's looking at each other.
Oh, I thought I was with the doctor. I forgot.
Are the three of you staying?
I thought it was.
No, the three of us went.
Yeah, you were going with us according to the end of the last.
Okay.
Yeah. Because we understood that Agent Dant would be taking care of the situation at the crime scene with capable hands, unlike most of the rest of us.
Capable at what? Speak for yourself, Peyton. Okay, so because I wasn't part of the scene, can you please repeat that?
Yes. Basically, you pull up outside the Harrogate estate. Looks like a nice 2-story affair. And in front of it is parked a police cruiser with a sleeping uniformed officer. It looks like Joshua's keeping an eye on you to kind of see how you're gonna play this.
Right. I'm actually going to look back at the two of them. Okay, out of play. Can someone remind me what we're doing here? My whole like brain set was like. Work through being in the other place. So I
checking out Lauren.
The shit out of myself.
We are looking at Lauren Hargate's house, the crime scene where she was snatched. So.
Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to look over at the other two agents I'm with, and I'm going to just kind of say, so do you think we should involve the local law enforcement, or?
Well, I mean, they're already involved.
Yes, we were invited. Well, the FBI was invited to assist in the investigation. So
okay. So in that case, I'm going to go knock on his window.
Yeah, because off the top of my head, I can't think of a reason why we shouldn't just handle this as part of a normal investigation. Like, we're here just to investigate the house.
Right? You do
that being said, there does exist the possibility that we could cover more ground if we don't wake him, or if we delay waking him. If you want me to, I can go ahead and go in first, and you guys can alert him at what you think to be an appropriate time, or...
I can go first. You're a civilian. You're not trained in law enforcement or the use of firearms or anything like that.
And I've spent enough time in correctional facilities to know how to handle myself around cops.
And I just kind of give him a look.
That was a joke, Peyton.
I can never tell with you.
Good.
I mean, I can go let the guy know we're here if you want to.
Okay. That said, I do think it would probably be best to wake our sleeping beauty over there. So I'll go ahead and do that.
Well, I was gonna wake him up, but
okay. Well, you can do that. I'm gonna go stand by the door, and keep an eye, and I'll flash my badge when you flash yours. Sounds a lot dirtier than I did.
Let me make sure I'm understanding this. He's in a car outside the house,
yep.
Right?
Looks like he was keeping an eye on the house.
Yeah. I'm gonna just walk up to that and, like, on the top of the car, I'm gonna go, this is gonna be loud, I'm sorry. Hey!
And he kind of, wipes the crud from his eyes. Can I help you?
I'll hold my badge out with my
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, Hannah said you were coming on. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to scare you.
Yeah, no, yeah. Don't tell her I was resting my eyes. Yeah, sorry, it's kind of discombobulated. You're probably here to look over the house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think.
Associates.
Yeah, I think we'll need some, like, he pulls out some, like, little booties to put over your shoes, the kind of the classic gloves. We haven't really had anybody in yet, so don't don't like take anything, I guess. You guys know what you're doing. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Yes, we're with the FBI. We've done this a million times. I just can assure you.
Okay, yeah. Just yeah, if you find anything, let us know. Are you taking over the case?
No, we're just here to assist.
Oh, okay.
Perform some preliminaries,
Yes.
And he looks very confused at his life as it is, but he kind of escorts you towards the building. As you get closer, you can kind of see a side of the building you weren't able to see on too well. You can see it has a small second story kind of like balcony. Both sides do, in fact, but the one you saw looks pretty good. Kind of has like the French door look. It would open up. You'd have a little space with maybe a few plants or whatnot. This side, as you're kind of walking around, you can see there are shards of wood that have fallen into the freshly mowed grass of this place. Even from just walking in, you can see it.
Oh, well, that's
What did the shards of wood come from again?
It looks like they must have come from the second story,
Right.
possibly the door. You actually don't even see a door. In fact, Joshua, you kind of go, oh, let me go take a look. There's a good chunk of that side of the building that is just open.
Like
like a
storm damage,
like
or
a semi truck ran into it would probably be the easiest comparison.
Well, let's ask the security officer. Say, is this new, or is this something a pre-existing condition to the structure?
The big hole? No, that's new. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some kind of like breaching charge. I kind of play video games sometimes, and maybe something like that kind of like blew it open.
Yeah.
Did you find any?
So you're thinking possible explosives?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
There should be a chemical signature if we find any explosives. Do you have your kits?
Yes. Can I do like is it forensics roll to like see if I can determine what happened?
A forensics roll would get you there. You're probably going to need some of this will carry through as you go into the building, but you can do an initial one. In terms of the kits, he looks kind of baffled. Go ahead and roll a luck. Just you want to roll 50 or under.
Is that all of us or just him?
Just you, since you asked. Go ahead and roll that, Anthony. Yeah, go for it. You asked.
I got a 28 out of what was it? Out of 50 for that forensics.
Right, that's good. And we'll rejoin on the kit. So Joshua, you're looking around. You've kind of started to piece together bits of oh, look, this looks like a bit of the siding. This looks like that. And you're just kind of realizing there's no char marks that you would expect from some sort of explosive fire of some kind. Additionally, there's not enough debris outside for what you'd expect from if this blew out from the inside. So this looks like something like it must have blown inwards and then pulled some pieces out on the way back.
Huh.
And how'd Anthony do on the luck roll?
That's a 96, sir.
The guy looks confused and goes, "Kits? I got some plastic gloves and booties because I think that's what you're supposed to do."
Well, yes, obviously you want to prevent yourself from obtaining any evidence there, but I was speaking mostly to my fellow agents. But I appreciate your appreciate your
sorry.
assistance.
I really, I think I feel like I could help. I'm kind of a detective in the making.
Kind of a detective in the making. What's your rank?
I'm new.
Ricky Patrolman.
Yeah, he's 100%.
Listen, there's nothing to be ashamed of one way or another, which your rank is.
Yeah, it's
Everybody,
patrol.
look, listen, I was new at 1.2, son. He says, and he doesn't look that much older than you.
Yeah. Some people just age really well. It's fine.
Parkour.
Yeah, he looks a little like,
Parkour.
oh, okay. Yeah. I
Do you do
suppose
parkour?
yeah. The what?
Do you do parkour?
like in the video, like Titanfall or something?
I don't know what that is.
It's just two people talking past each other
Yeah.
outside.
Anyway, I'm gonna take some closer observations of the structural damage here.
Okay.
Main things that we're going to be looking for, if you suspect that there may have been explosives, is going to be chemical residues, and shrapnel, depending on the material used.
Yes, I'm not entirely sure. It's like, is this detective going to be with us the whole time?
He looks like he might follow if you don't say anything, but you get the impression you could tell him to go watch the outside and he'd be happy to help.
Why don't you go back to your patrol car? I mean, we gotta have somebody outside watching too, right? So you can go back outside, sit in your patrol car, and keep an eye on the front of the property. We're gonna go inside and take a look.
You don't want those Phenomenex assholes coming back by here.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, they stopped in, but we kept them clear of the area, don't worry.
Hey, if they come back,
site secure.
If they come back, just keep it vague.
Yeah, and if you get into any trouble,
better yet, keep it
honk
boring.
the horn 3 times.
Okay. Honk 3 times, keep it boring.
Keep it boring.
Okay.
Very, very boring.
Yeah, I can do this. And he wanders back to his car.
Oh yeah, and just to kind of seed the thought, he also comes in and it's like, kind of loudly says, oh yeah, we should probably also look for any damaged vegetation in case we were dealing with a fallen tree. He's saying that out loud. He's looking at Peyton with his eyes like super wide, like.
Yes, I'll go ahead and let them know that once the security guy's out, I'll tell them and I'll point out. I don't see any chemical or burns. It looks like something actually came in from the outside.
And you guys are free to enter and go wherever you want in this household. Like I said, it's a 2-story affair. Looks fairly nicely kept when you walk in. There's throw pillows and that kind of stuff. Very, very modern homes and gardens. I'm sure that's dated terribly, but there you are. Looking around, you can very quickly see pictures on the wall of what you assume to be Lauren and Sandra Harrogate. It looks like it is just the two of them throughout the apartment. You see various sporting events. It looks like Lauren did cheerleading at the local high school. Sandra herself has some pictures of her on like company retreats and whatnot. I believe she just kind of works for a general place around town.
How you doing? Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna go and get a real close look at this damage to the building. I want to kind of look and see if there's any of the material anywhere around where this hole is in the side of this house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to follow Peyton in that, and I'm going to ask as you start doing this, like, for real though, I didn't have any idea whether or not you had a test kit. Did you happen to grab one while we were out, or were we just kind of fucked?
I mean, I'm going to assume. I mean, I've got things
I don't
like
have
gloves and stuff written on my character sheet, but I didn't write down any like specialized investigative equipment. I would just,
I'll buy that you brought some test tubes and that kind of thing. Like, you knew you're in the business of collecting samples, so maybe you grabbed some of the professors or something.
Yeah, I probably would have given them a special UV flashlight and some collection containers and told them what exactly to look for, which I'll explain later.
Right. So I'm guessing that I'm not very familiar with working in like a laboratory kind of environment, which is my understanding we should be treating scenes like this as. Do you guys have like a procedure for this? I'm asking because I don't know.
Just don't touch anything
I have no intention of touching it.
without your gloves on, and don't use the bathroom. If you need to use the restroom, go to the 7-Eleven.
I'll just pee in the neighbor's yard if I really gotta go. Whatever.
That would be closer.
Yes, I'm just anything except for
No, I'm not gonna.
defecating or urinating on the crime scene.
Potentially.
Don't leave anything that they could track
Yeah.
back to you.
So
I didn't bring any kind of a kit with me. I'm the evidence gathering and and all that's not necessarily
Okay. I think,
science is not my strong suit.
all right. I'm thinking once we get some downtime after this, I'm gonna stop at like a quick stop or something and just get some basic anything.
That'll
All right,
be
so-
easy enough. Yeah, Joshua, what are you doing?
So yeah, we're looking around the area. I know that it's fluorine, and I know it's some kind of unusual material.
Right.
So I know I made that roll already, so I'm just
Yeah. Perfect.
Continuing
Yeah,
about
we're gonna leave that going, especially with the professor kind of giving you the little UV lights. You get up to the second story. You very easily go, oh, this is Lauren's room. You can see the wall is actually a little bowed in, and as you open the door, you actually end up still brushing aside some splinters that you can see as the door opens to an open room, basically to the outside. This room is completely shattered. There is wood everywhere, bits and pieces of paper that were maybe once posters on the wall. The bed is smashed into the corner. You can see there is a little bit of an area set aside. You can see a little bit of very clear blood. It looks like from your forensics roll that someone may have been pinned against the wall by the bed frame. But other than that, as you flash, you are seeing very distinct little bits of this gray matter shining in the flashlight as you're like catching like, oh, yep, there's the fluoride, there's little bits. It looks like something got caught on the end of kind of almost like the stakes that the wall made as it shattered inwards.
like, is it organic material? Is it
I don't know if have you done actually, I believe your handler did inform you they think it is organic to some
Yes.
degree.
Yeah, that's what we were told.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just like residual evidence from some form of contact.
Correct.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, Baldy said something to the effect of it's like an organic fluoride compound, which itself was pretty unusual.
I have a suspicion, but I don't know if Joshua would make that same suspicion. So I'm trying to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that was actually Gat speaking in character. So I guess what I'm getting at is you probably don't want that on your hands.
Yeah, I got gloves on. Nitro. But anyway, does it look like maybe something? Let me go out on a limb here. Since we are supernatural investigators, right? There was a struggle. Looks like someone was pinned against the wall. The debris has contact evidence, residue, and stuff on it. Can I put two and two together and it's like maybe, okay, something came through here and attacked her?
Yeah, if you're asking me, yes, absolutely. Are you asking that in character?
No, but I will. I would say this is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Quite possibly we have some kind of we have an assailant that's forced its way through the wall and ended up here and to a struggle with Laura. This was Laura's house, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Again, not to sound crass, but it doesn't look like it was much of a struggle.
Yeah, and I'm going to think,
This thing was
perhaps
big.
this material is actually part of our assailant.
That's
like
what I was
blood?
thinking.
Blood, maybe? No. Well, given the force. So is it like a liquid or is it like a dried residue? Like what are we dealing with here?
Dealing with it right now, it's almost more of a tissue. It's
Yeah.
been you kind of get the feeling it might have dried out a little bit because it's been a day roughly since this happened.
Like skin.
Yeah,
Gross. Fucking gross. Oh god.
it was moist organic material at one time, and now it's just dried out.
Oh.
So is there a lot of it? Like, is it all over this room, or is it just where the thing busted in and out of the house, essentially?
The second, there's bits and pieces. It looks like maybe it caught a little bit as it was coming in, going out, whatever it is, just where it would have scratched something.
And Josh was thinking to himself, it's probably okay. Is there enough of it everywhere where it's going to be nearly impossible to collect all of it?
You could certainly get the big chunks. You're probably not going to get every splinter, but you'd get the bulk of it.
So
But
what if we do
it
this?
is also kind of it is a bit scattered as well. So it'd be a check.
Well, and oh man, you guys weren't with Joshua. Joshua will reach into his pocket and pull out a Zippo and just like go click, 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 click. It may be next to impossible to collect all of this stuff. Click, click, click,
I was
click.
thinking the same thing.
Yeah, it is storm season. What's the weather going to be like tonight?
I'm not sure, but our mission is to destroy all this material and
Yes.
click, 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 click.
So you want to go ahead and do that now, or do you want to wait a bit? Because I don't think.
Well, I think we're gonna need to wait a bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe come back in the
So
night.
yeah. So I think we're going to ask our junior deputy dumbass, what if he's expecting anybody from his office to come back here anytime soon. Also, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I can hear you from.
Yeah.
I think there might have been some. Am I better now?
No,
Yeah,
you're
hear
fine.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
asking because I just realized that my voice for this character is really quiet. Yeah. So I don't know.
And by the way, Joshua doesn't smoke. Just let me know.
So does this place have gas? I'm gonna go check downstairs and see if it's a gas stove.
Sure. For actually a little bit delayed, can the three of you that kind of surveyed the room, can you roll a search?
Yeah, I was gonna actually get to that before we.
Okay,
torched it.
perfect.
That is a pass.
All right, a pass. All right.
I got a 40. Let me check.
All right.
Yep.
And
I
Anthony,
barely passed. It's a
nice.
17 out of 20.
Very nice. And go ahead and make a luck roll real quick.
Okay, I made it.
Nice.
The search, not the luck.
Yeah, that's okay. I only need one luck.
I got the luck. I
Glad you
passed.
did.
You passed.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
Hey, guess what? There is a gas range in this house, as well as some pretty nice looking cooking equipment. But additionally, as you're kind of looking through this these wood splinters and rubble, like bits of a chair go over, you see buried, all three of you at almost the same time, a a flip phone. And it's got like the Hello Kitty pink, like it's spoiler alert, it's Lauren's phone.
Look at what we found here.
That's a hell of a thing.
So I'm wearing gloves. I pick it up and I go, I think that you're gonna be the one to this, and I'm gonna like show it to Anthony. We need to bag this and take it with us so you can take a look at it somewhere else.
Anthony actually pulls out his own phone, and he's just like, he looks back at the other guys. I'm like, you want my honest opinion? We can just get everything we need off of this and leave it here and make sure that there's nothing left on it.
By all means, you're the expert in this electronic stuff.
Yeah, I don't think they've got anybody in town that's going to have the know-how to know that this thing's been tampered with. But even then, like, probably. What are we looking like? Like an old Nokia flip phone here?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a current for a flip phone, but not that current.
All right, I was going to say that this is.
Yeah, these things are basically completely insecure. I'm going to pick it up.
Just out of curiosity.
Protected or anything?
Flipping it open, actually, it is not password protected at all.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, I love fucking how dumb teenagers are. He pulls out, like, a cable from his, shit, plugs it in. Basic stuff.
Yeah.
Plugs it into his own phone, and he's just like, oh my God, this is the easiest fucking job I've ever had. All right, so I'm gonna start going through the phone's pictures specifically and see if anything weird shows up there.
Okay.
Did you check for traps?
The phone gross teeth. No. All right, so as Anthony is looking through the pictures, what are Peyton and Joshua doing?
So Joshua's confident that that we've searched everything that needed to be searched. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that you get the impression from there. Like, yeah, I think we've gotten the major bits from the room. As always, like it's a girl's room, teenage girl's room. There's plenty of stuff in there, but you're not finding anything that makes you go, a clue.
Can I go ahead and like roll a criminology just to plan out, assuming someone were to plan a successful arson?
Absolutely, please do so. While you're rolling that, Peyton, what are you up to?
Well, I'm feeling pretty confident as well that we've searched the entire place. I know that Anthony has the phone under control. I don't know that there's much else for us to do here, but I would like to take a look, and I'm not touching it, but I'm taking a look at this material, and I'd like to make an occult roll to see if it stands out to me in any way.
Yeah.
And that is an 02.
An 02. That's pretty good. All right. Let's see. You are looking through this from a what's the word, like an occult sort of thing. What's Peyton's background with the occult?
So Peyton's background with the occult is that she was working on a fugitive case, and she was working with some local law enforcement on that, and she had been going to try to apprehend this criminal with one of the local law enforcement agents she was working with, and when she saw it, it went from being human to being something else, and basically laughed at me laughed at Peyton and her colleague, and then basically was just like, ha, you can't do anything, I'm gonna get away, and it gets away. So, the extent of my experience with the occult is that, and then the subsequent research I did to try to figure out what this thing was. So,
Okay. So you're kind of looking at this, and what we see is the Peyton that you described, younger, dealing with this fugitive you've been hunting. And there's the moment you see the turn of the person, and they do the laugh. They go, "You're not good. There's nothing you can do," and they place actually 3 fingers on the side of their neck, and you can see opening and closing little holes in their neck, and you hear like this strange piping sound, like they're playing an instrument almost. And it's suddenly darkens, and there's a flash of this gray, and what you're left with is the remnants of your partner who you had gone there with, to, or your assistant at the very least with, and this strange, not quite flapping, but breathing, throbbing sound fading into the distance. And that just kind of comes to you in a flash, like, I've seen this hue before, this kind of strange, almost hexagonal skin.
okay. So, I'm going to lean over to Joshua. Joshua, I've seen this before.
Really?
Yeah, this is not natural. This is some creature, something that isn't human, isn't from this planet, isn't natural. Not that that's surprising to you, but
I mean, I had my suspicions, but I just don't. I don't know. Nothing that I can identify. But yeah, I would agree with that assessment.
Right. And as the two of you are talking about, hey, there's something occult, we'll get back to Anthony looking at the pictures. First, let's check in with Kristen and the professor. Kristen, you had walked a little bit off to the side, looked into the bush, and found the headless body of a rabbit that had made this thud sound as you were walking there. So we'll kind of pick up there. Professor, you're on the ground as well, I believe, helping them retrieve the body from the power line.
Yeah, I'm going to call out Humphrey or Charlie, whatever we call you. Hey,
Hey, you.
come here for a
asshole.
second.
Well,
No, I wouldn't say that.
no, I know. So I'm like, I guess am I still up in the? I'm still up on the ladder.
You're
right?
back on Earth, probably helping supervise them, carefully pulling the body off of the line.
Okay. So I'll go over. What you got?
Well, take a look at this. She's got a friend. I'm
That's,
going to go ahead.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it is. I'm going to take out a pen and just kind of flip it over just to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and let's just do a quick, as I'm looking at it, if you have any, like, natural, I don't know that that's a thing. I'm thinking Call of Cthulhu. Look at me go. If you have any forensics, anything that would help you with an animal kind of look through. What's your...
Nope. I got
All right.
an 89 out of a 30. Sounds nothing.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell. The head has been ripped off of it, and you can see, I mean, it looks almost like, you know, how toothpaste tubes are cramped at the end. That's about what the neck looks like. It looks like it was just squish, pop. But
I'll take a look at it as well, forensics, and see. I'm looking more to see, is it Is it similar to the way that Lauren was decapitated?
Mhm.
So a 21 out of 40.
Okay.
That's a success.
You're looking at this, and you're kind of like, well, I'm seeing the same kind of idea, right? Something clamped and then an immense pull out of there, but on a much smaller scale. And it hits you as you're looking at this. You kind of look, you actually see some blood still coming out of it. This is fresh. This just happened.
Huh.
All right. I'm going to hit it with my UV light and see is there any of the is there any reflective off of it?
You succeeded at forensics, so there is just a little bit on one of the paws, like maybe it like kind of streaked on the pad, just the tiniest amount.
It's interesting. This is fresh. You heard this happen, Kristen?
I heard a noise. If you were to ask me if it sounded like a head popping off, I'd have to say probably not, but there was a noise.
I'd like to try to bag this thing up and get it out of here without anybody knowing. This has got some of that stuff on it, and we might be able to get it in a lab and
Okay.
check it. This just happened, so
Well, while you do that, I'm going to walk around a little more and see if I see anything else headless.
Very good. Kristen, you're walking around, and you're sweeping your light through. You're not finding anything, and a few minutes into this look, you hear an engine start up, and you can see like it's kind of got the gutta, and the Phenomenex van takes off. Looks like it's heading into town.
Well, at least we don't have to deal with them. So I'm going to go back to where the rabbit was, and I'm going to check really well, like in those bushes and around there, just to see if there's anything else. I mean, I'm even looking to see if there's like, you know, a praying mantis with its head missing or something.
Yeah, go ahead and do a search then as you're looking through there.
That would be 30 out of 50.
All right. What you find is more the absence of anything, but it's actually kind of helpful because you're like, okay, the head that was here, there are no tracks for just ages around it. Like maybe like a dog track, but old. Like there is nothing new anywhere around it.
right, that was going to be my next question.
Absolutely
Kristen, actually,
nothing.
So no tracks. So
Not even a rabbit track, right? So just.
So would this thing fall from the sky?
Or popped into existence out of nothingness.
That's not possible. Nothing just pops into existence. Everything exists in some state or of matter somewhere. What sound did it make? Was it a popping sound or a thudding sound?
You said it was like a.
It was like a thud,
pop.
like something landing. Yeah. It was like something landing on the ground.
So yeah, it was a thud. Did you see anything? Well, you know, it was after he was already on the ground, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Huh.
I'm gonna look up.
Yeah. Gonna look up and. Sure, we don't see anything.
You look up and it's dark up there, like your lights are kind of flashing through the power lines. You can see they've managed to get Lauren's body into a body bag and are very carefully bringing it down the ladder that's kind of starting to swivel and turn. But all you see in the sky above is clouds.
So were the lines directly over this, or are they off to the side?
They're a little off to the side.
Okay, so it probably didn't fall from the power lines.
Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
I'm gonna take out my pad real quick, and I would like to just make a little sketch of the area, like where the rabbit was found with relation to Lauren's body, the power lines, and just the general landscape around. Something's weird here. This is not adding up for sure. This stuff is interesting though. It's not easy to destroy, and it's definitely organic. So we need to get up as much as we can of it. It's just scattered all over the ground here, kind of like where when she hit it, just kind of splattered. Anything that was on her shook off and fell on the ground. So
Is there blood on the ground too?
Blood? Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it was like pooled and dried, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you had enough of a forensics knowledge to know that there wasn't enough blood, like it had been put up fresh in the line. It must have been dropped after being dead for a while, and then
Right.
yeah, it didn't leak as much as you would expect.
For a fresh dead.
Yes.
Right. So, are
My
we
guess-
following this body?
Yeah, my guess is this body was put here after death, whereas the rabbit was almost immediate. So, even if they're connected, Lauren this wasn't the scene of the death. She died somewhere else in this, whatever this thing is, the killer. Because I'm not convinced it's human. Not after what I've seen up there. Just trust me, you do not want to be in the autopsy room. That is something that's really
Could you
tough to see.
tell how long she had been dead yet?
Did we say? I don't think we said, did we?
I think it.
No, it was.
Yeah, I don't remember if you did. But you know she was taken in the morning, and it looks like she probably died around then.
Okay.
So within the last, probably 12 hours.
Right.
Within the last 12 hours.
So
I'll-
it wasn't
I'll know
somebody
more
who
when I-
was.
Yeah, I'll know
Right.
more when I can do a full autopsy, but this is.
So it wasn't somebody that was interested in making her suffer. It was automatic. It was instantaneous, almost. At least
Absolutely. I didn't
close
see any
to.
signs of torture. I didn't see any signs of torment or anything like that. This was just raw, brutal destruction of human life. It's disgusting. Then I kind of
Like somebody
throw up a
picking
little
wings
bit.
off of a bug, maybe.
Yeah, kinda, yeah.
Well, like I said, I guess we need to follow this body. I'm going to call, or probably just text, either Peyton or Ed and Mom, and let them know when we leave to go to the
That's
morgue or
yeah,
wherever
that's
we're
actually
going.
probably a good point. So Anthony started looking through pictures. The text goes through. You're closing in at about 11 at night at this point. You know that things will be shut down pretty well. So what kind of preparation did you guys make for an overnight stay here?
We didn't make any yet.
Yeah, we haven't
To
made
my
any yet.
knowledge. Yeah, we didn't book any hotels or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, we had just gotten our cars from the rental place.
All right, yeah. So that text comes through of like, we're gonna follow the body, makes sense. And maybe Kristen, you're talking as you're like typing this up, and well, you know, Hannah Gregson's there. She's yawning. I have been up since 6 a.m, and I am done. We'll put her on ice at the station for now. Can we go to bed?
Doctor, do you want to look further at the body, or do you want to wait for an autopsy?
I'd like to do a little more preliminary investigation before the autopsy because they'll wash the body, and I'd hate for any evidence to maybe get washed off when they wash that body. You know, DNA and stuff from assailants can sometimes transfer onto bodies. So I'd like to take another look if that's okay. Just a couple hours.
Sure. Yeah. We'll bring it down to the station. Maybe after you've had a chance, we'll send it over to Suffolk, where we sent the other bodies as well. And everything, you know, that's kind of where we're taking care of it. We have air bones set up here, but if you want to work late, go for it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Maybe tomorrow I can, you know, check out the bodies at Suffolk and see if there's any similarities. Other than the obvious similarity, you know, them missing their heads and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's a doozy. Also, I couldn't keep the Phenomenex kids around, so just watch out. Tomorrow's gonna suck. I'm telling you right now. It's just brace for a bad morning. It's gonna happen.
No worries. I'm sure Trigger Finger Peyton there will take care of them.
If you do it outside of town, please. I can't.
Yeah,
I can't put up with this.
I know.
Please,
Go get.
Yeah, and she
detective.
kind of hits you on the back and heads to her car.
Wait, one more question.
Yeah.
Miss Harrogate is in the hospital where?
Oh, Swansea. They took her up to Swansea. It's up kind of out east a little bit. It's not too bad a drive. Obviously, you're not getting in tonight, but I can let them know you're coming tomorrow if you want me to.
That's fine. Has anyone sent word to her mother?
She was there when it happened.
Well, no, I mean about the body.
Oh no,
being found.
There's no way we can do that. She is catatonic. We can't. I don't know what will happen if we tried to tell her that. Let's just take it easy on her for now. Sandra's had a tough time of it already. I don't want to tell her daughter is dead.
Okay.
And she'll inform you too that it's about an hour and a half out to the Swansea Center.
Okay.
All right. So the three will cut back to the three in the house. You're getting this text about basically saying, "Hey, the professor's going to go look at this body." And Anthony, you're flipping through the phone, finding all these great flip pictures. It is a lot of pictures of Lauren with her cheerleading friends. Looks like she was pretty popular around school. Looks like she was hanging out with all kinds of crowds. Just nice. One thing you do probably notice because you're looking through her phone, you're not seeing any of her with like a boyfriend. It looks like she just didn't have one.
Shit. Single cheerleader. I'm going to guess honor roll. Probably didn't have time for... So, basically just the more I'm looking through, the more I'm looking at just normal teenager shit in the phone.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn,
you're not seeing her on like a pentagram or anything. It's all, yeah.
I don't exactly know what I was expecting, but I'm
I'm
going to go ahead and make an archive of everything that's on here just in case.
Okay.
Maybe review it later, check for details, run it through some application that can analyze for shit.
Right, and I'm going straight by. You looked at pictures at the moment. That's all you've looked at on the phone, and you know phones. There's plenty to look through, but
Yeah,
it would.
I mean, there's you've obviously got like text messages, call histories.
Yep.
You call links and stuff like that. All that stuff is usually pretty easy to make backups of. So like, I'm just like, I don't really have enough time to go through all of that right now. So I'm basically backing up everything on the phone.
Perfect.
This thing's ancient. Oh, if we have to take it with us, then so be it, because it's going to take a while.
I lean over. Did you at least look to see who the last calls and texts were to, and what time?
Yeah, next thing that I was going to be looking at. I was kind of hoping against hope that she would have maybe panicked, taken a picture of the thing, but...
It's a good thought.
Or, see if she'd been associating with any shady-looking figures or, people with 3 eyes.
I'm sure that all kinds of people are taking pictures of the weirdo, not from this earth, unnatural creature things that they associate with.
Yeah, given the, I'm not like a ballistics expert or anything, but, judging on the damage to the house, that thing probably came in with terrifying quickness. That thing just came in, busted the fuck through the wall.
I think you're right. I really do.
You know what?
If I had to guess, the whole thing was probably over in a few seconds. Like,
we should investigate the higher ground areas, like
the
roof, the trees out in the yard and stuff.
That's a good call.
Yeah, and the trees out in the yard, there's nothing like, they're actually fairly new growth, is kind of what you'd think. Like, they look like they've been there maybe 5-10 years. This is a more recent sort of subdivision that they've put in.
We know her mom's gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. We know anything about her dad?
You don't, but from looking at the pictures in the hallway, you get very literally her dad's not in the picture.
Gotcha. Dad's not in the picture. Doesn't have a boyfriend.
I'm not sure that these creatures are going to be sitting around waiting to say, "Oh man, that girl, she ain't got a boyfriend. We're going to snatch her."
Well, I'm less worried about the creature itself and more that I don't know. Nothing common between anybody. None of them associated with one another.
And Peyton, you had mentioned looking back through the call history. I want to make sure we follow up on that, since you wanted to do just a really quick look at it.
I'm gonna hey, here you go. You can look with me as I'm going through it.
Yeah, and you go back. It looks like there's kind of like the names and the little abbreviation and the number that it came from. And it looks like she was actually she called a lot of people that day. Looks like her mother actually called her a few times, and then there's other names on there that it's just like that first initial abbreviation. There's an F Doyle. There's a T Dingler. There is Dingler. Yeah.
What a name.
What that name? Ugh.
T. Dingler. Really?
There is
I have heard that name before somewhere, and I'm having a hard time remembering where. Dingler. Don't worry about it. That's a later problem.
Just humor me. Can we cross the do any of the names from the Phenomenex people show up in her contacts?
Oh, very interesting. Yeah, that would be easy to look through. You're looking for like a Georgia, a G something, or a W something.
Right.
You're not seeing anything like that.
Doesn't look like it. I mean, I wouldn't completely rule it out particularly, but like based on what I'm seeing here, almost all of these calls are from. I don't know about you, but I never put anybody's contact information in my phone. I just memorize the numbers. But no, she's got a pretty exhaustive catalog. I mean, it's a small town. We're only looking at like a couple dozen numbers tops.
She actually probably has more than most you'd expect.
Yeah.
You would expect she actually has quite a few fellow students' numbers on there. Just she's popular.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
So we
that's
have a
kind
lot
what
of
we get out
potential interviews. The call activity is really high relative to previous days. That's the only thing that's really standing out to me as being unusual here. I mean, I'm granted I haven't been a teenager in a while. I wasn't even good at being a teenager when I was a teenager. So, like, this is, teenage psychology is a little bit out of my league, admittedly. But how's a deputy dumbass out there doing? By the way, has anybody kept an eye on him? Make sure he's keeping that
No, I don't
warm
know.
for us.
I'd like to go through the police reports again. I remember I had them on my device. I want to go through and see, did anyone interview the neighbors?
You want to cross-reference some of these names in this phone?
Yeah. Specifically want to see if
sure.
anyone's interviewed the neighbors yet too.
Yeah, looking back through that, again, this is pretty quick, but as a whole, like the group of you, as you're doing this, you're getting you're hitting 11:30. It's getting on throughout the night. You do see they talked with the neighbors, and it was basically to the tune of, it was early in the morning. I heard this huge crash. I went outside, and called the police. Like they saw it and they just called the police to come in.
I don't know, just a shot in the dark. And this will probably take a while and take some phone calls. I don't know. Maybe Brian can help with this. What about checking the local, just kind of cross aliens off the list. Check with the local airport or whatever to see if there was any phenomenon reported in the air, any unexplained craft or something flying. You know what I'm saying? Just
what, it's going to sound fucked up and you're going to hate me for suggesting this, but that Phenomenex website might actually be pretty good.
I was thinking the same damn thing.
God damn it, I hate it. I don't want to go
maybe
there.
get some information from it, but then you said it wasn't even over HTTPS. How hard could it be for you to blow that website away once we got what we need?
I mean, harder than you think. Just because it's not on an encrypted connection doesn't necessarily mean that the server that it's hosted on isn't robust in some way or another. Just means that it's real easy to see the traffic that's coming and going from it more than anything. At least
You don't know. Maybe they don't keep their websites software up to date. I'm just saying.
Is it possible to use my FBI connections to see about verifying that with local airport? Even if it's
yes.
I make a call and then somebody calls in maybe 20 minutes, an hour later. I don't know how long it would take, but I just want to cross that off.
That will be a morning call. I think. I think you'd know enough to go. Yeah, they're all asleep at this point.
Yeah.
You could potentially call, but you'd really be raising people as why is this guy calling in the middle of the night about this? Odd.
Yeah.
Have you seen any unusual celestial phenomenon in the last 48 hours?
If you have, no, you haven't.
Swamp gas.
It was swamp gas.
Swamp gas reflecting from light from Venus.
Yes.
Go to the cafe and order a pie.
Several pies.
All right.
They don't make enough pie for this kind of shit, man.
So early on, when I was looking at that criminology thing, I actually rolled a 9 out of 50, I think it was. I don't want to burn the place down just yet. I'm just making a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going to burn the place down. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
You think you've got a pretty good plan going on in your noggin, but you can't really do it with the police out front.
Oh yeah,
and
right now.
You're smart enough. Yeah, exactly. You're doing the math in your head. You're like, gotta wait till the police is gone. Might not be bad to give it almost a day or two to be randomized. And in fact, Anthony had brought up before, what's the weather forecast look like? The next few days, partly cloudy.
Okay, so we're not ruling out thunder. So here's the other thing that I was thinking about that. Still talking about.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Hypothetically.
Well, gas stove. Structural damage to the house. Lightning storm. Just saying.
Wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility.
I don't really wouldn't know how to like arrange that necessarily. I mean, I'm not a fucking like storm god.
Well, I think that if it were to
Okay,
happen,
noted.
it would happen this way. Blah, 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 blah,
Right.
blah, with,
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
with the 9 in criminology.
He
Right.
he
Yeah, that'd be,
he discusses a very very thorough plan that you're like, it's not a critically thorough plan, but it's pretty dang good.
It's a nice house. It'd be a shame something like that would happen to it.
Yeah.
I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man,
So-
I hope what's her face has insurance.
I don't think it matters anymore.
Well,
All right. So before we jump back to Professor and Kristen, is there anything you three would like to do in the house prior to kind of wrapping that up for the night?
I mean, if Joshua is confident that that we went through the place with a fine-tooth comb, I will suggest taking some of that stuff, just a few samples, just so the professor can have a look at it, just to verify any concerns we may have.
I suppose that's fair. I had assumed that, Peyton, when you asked if you were grabbing, are you grabbing the big chunks and kind of trying to secure those, or are you just leaving things as is?
I figured we were going to get at least a couple of the chunks. I mean, clearly we can't get all of them, so...
Yeah.
yeah, basically we just kind of want to try to minimize the odds of somebody else getting a hold of them.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and
because-
everyone just do one more search then.
Yeah.
I suspect it'll be alright, but who knows?
Pass.
My search is not good.
I don't know what is the critical?
It's
result?
doubles on the digits.
Okay, so it's doubles on a digit and it's a fail. It's a critical failure.
That is correct.
All right. Well, I failed, but not a critical failure.
Okay, that's alright.
It was just a really high failure.
Oh, just barely failed.
All right. Yeah, you think you got most of the good chunks. In particular, Peyton is kind of leading the charge there of look over there, UV, look over there, grab that chunk off that piece of wood. And yeah, you end up with kind of a nice little collection of scraps here. As you shine the UV, you're seeing like spatters. Not much you can do about that tonight, and we're kind of hitting that 11:30 mark at this point.
Yeah.
All right.
So I guess
Yes, go ahead, Joshua.
I was gonna say I guess we should contact the others and see about making plans for the night. Tell Detective Do-Gooder we're done.
Well, speaking of Detective Do-Gooder, although that might be Ms. Gregson, Kristen and Professor will kind of, if there was nothing else at the scene you wanted, to follow the body to their the police station, they have a makeshift. Really showing my knowledge of criminology. They have a makeshift spot to stash a body. Why not? It'll keep it on ice basically until they can move it in the morning over to the Suffolk Center. So we'll rejoin the two of you over a table of the pajama form, just soaked with blood from neckline down-ish.
All right.
What?
Oh, this ice is distilled water. That's the good stuff.
So I will start by first thing I'm going to do is actually turn the light off to the room. I want it as dark as I can get it in this room, and I will start just kind of explaining to Kristen what I'm going to do. So Agent Dan, what we're going to do here is see this material it's reactive to ultraviolet radiation light, and the interesting thing about polytetrafluoroethylene compounds is they're just an excellent choice for UV reflectivity. But I will go into all of the science behind it. But we have to use the special UV lights. So I want to go over the entire body now that it's out, all of the clothing, everything, and see what do we have here. Do we have chunks? Do we have handprints, paw prints, anything, any transfer that special material.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and do another forensics test now that you're in a good environment. And do it with a +20, because you have done this prior.
Okay. So my forensics is on 5.
I am taking pictures while he's doing this.
Yep.
My forensics is 40, so 60.
So yeah, you'll want to be under 60.
6.
6, that'll do it. So what you'll find under the fingernails are kind of the main one. It looks like defensive kind of scratches were made, so you can actually see little bits of tearing under the fingernail. You probably cut to you using a little tweezer to pull some out and look at it. Other than that, you get some on the palms where it's like scratch must have hit it a few more times. You're not seeing other locations really. Like you're not finding paw prints, you're not finding that sort of thing. But as you're looking around the body, and you're being more thorough this time, you find more almost like vice-like contusions on the arm. So it's like something had clamp, but they're smaller. Yeah, you're looking through them. It's like there's a lot of these like little clamps, like almost her arms had just been crushed a little bit.
Are the
I'm
marks
getting
all
close
the way
to
around?
those.
More like a vice would leave. So kind of like that,
Two-sided.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep, two-sided.
What was your question?
No, I said I'm going to get close pictures of those.
Do they look post-mortem or
No, pre-mortem.
So that was interesting. So I couldn't see any of this up there on the power lines, but now I do see there are defensive wounds. There are some marks here where it looks like she was restrained by something, maybe mechanical, vice. Her clothing's not damaged at all, though. Like other than what I would expect, like nothing.
Yeah, right. It looks like it would have been caught in that clamp, if anything, but like no knife wounds or anything, right? You're not.
Yeah, there's no
seeing
like,
anything
claw
crazy.
marks or knife cuts or.
No, obviously around the head where it would have been pulled, you're gonna find some ripping of cloth there, but nothing unexpected.
So where does one get this chemical that you found?
Well, it's a chemical compound. It's used in a lot of plastics. PTFE it's really the base for plastics.
And is it easy to get?
I mean, not for the average Joe. It's a industrial product, right? So you really have to be in the market for this.
And just to be clear on that too, is it's not just that it's like, oh yeah, there's fluorine in this. There's actually other elements that you're kind of running into. Nothing that you've ever seen in any combination, right? Is in theory someone could put these together. Why they ever would makes no lick of sense.
So, and those were, I think we actually had a little
Yeah,
of this.
you know there's fluorine and a little bit of chlorine and ammonia.
Do we know where her mother worked?
My pen just died. So, a couple of things about chlorine and ammonia is that you don't mix those ever. That creates a really bad thing that will kill people. It's bad. You don't mix ammonia and chlorine. Ever. So why?
To answer Kristen's question as well, we'll just say she worked at a local bank in town.
Okay. Are there any plastics companies around?
That's probably something I'll have you guys deal with looking into kind of over the night in the morning sort of
Okay.
thing. Possibly. And yeah, I think that's probably about a good time as you're all looking through this. You get the little badoop badoop on the phone, and you see, hey, what are we doing for night? Like, where are we sleeping?
The seediest roadside motel we can find.
Wasn't there a Hojo next to the airport?
Probably.
Yeah.
I just get 2 rooms at the Hojo.
So that's a little bit back, right? You're kind of headed
Yeah.
back out.
I don't know. I mean,
Probably don't want to head back out.
I mean, I'm sure.
What do they have around downtown?
There's a local motels. They probably don't have maybe they have an express hotel of some kind. So you can kind of go seedy on the edge of town. You can go okay in the middle of town. And you could probably find a bed and breakfast of some kind if you were really feeling it. But you'd be waking them up at midnight.
Which one left the light on for us?
We'll say the motel probably left the light on for you.
Nice. The Motel 8.
Yeah.
Does it have a Waffle House next to it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll go with it. It's got a nice Waffle House next to
Oh, hell
There
yeah.
you go.
it.
Oh, I need
Where
the
we
Waffle House.
Oh my
Roll
god,
up
this
to
has
see
to be,
if it's
this
still
has to be
open.
the farthest north Waffle House.
You go in, it's completely closed due to lack of business. No one wanted it. It's terrible.
What?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Then it's not really a Waffle House.
Is there a natural disaster coming? That's the only time Waffle House closes.
It's an unnatural disaster, which means they should be open.
Yeah. All right, fine. Yeah, the Waffle House is open. So the 5 of you are getting night at this kind of crummy motel. What's the room situation look like? Is everybody grabbing one of their own? What are we kind of feeling?
I'll bunk. Whatever. 2 doubles is good for me.
Kristen, what do you think?
That's fine with me too.
All right, 1 room for the ladies.
Yep.
All right.
Joshua can sleep in the bathtub.
I'm actually going to be at the desk most of the night researching because this has got me puzzled.
Okay.
And once I have one of the things about the professor is once something ticks in his mind, he doesn't let it stop until he figures it out. So
Well, I have a question.
So,
I have a
Professor.
for the professor.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, what you got, Josh?
Well, these are the samples of the material that we took from the house.
You brought me samples.
We're thinking that it actually is either part of the assailant's physiology or clothing or something.
Kind of
Is
have
it-
the quality of like a tissue, like skin or muscle or something.
Can you check it to see if there's any kind of biological, like cellular structure or anything like that that might indicate it's part of some physiology?
Not here. I need an electron microscope, which they probably have at Suffolk. I might be able to slip this in and take care of it there. But let me show you what we found at the crime scene. And I pulled the dead bunny out of the bag.
Very classy, Professor.
No,
Very
it fell from the sky while I was getting off the ladder of the fire truck. Agent Dan.
We're not at the Waffle House right now, are we?
I assumed
Don't
you
pull
were
out
at the
rabbit at the Waffle.
I think we're actually still
Yeah,
at the
we're at the
motel.
hotel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, we're probably like convening in one of the rooms, just kind of like.
All right.
All
So
right.
you need a little bit more time on your order? Is that what I'm hearing?
Can I get this scattered and covered, please?
Can you not?
Look,
Why exactly are you carrying that around, Professor?
it has traces of the tissue on it. It has traces of the thing, which is chlorine. Is
Well, dude.
chloride chloramine. It's a highly deadly compound to humans. Have you ever heard about mixing chlorine and bleach? I mean, chlorine and ammonia, bleach and ammonia. You don't do it, right? Why? Because
I used to clean swimming pools. I used to clean swimming pools, Professor. I understand.
So
I knew a guy that cooked meth.
right. So this compound contains chlorine, fluorine, and ammonia.
Okay, so what are you doing with it in the bag?
Exactly. And
Is that currently releasing toxic gas? And if so, you probably need to like throw it out the fucking window because I don't want that in my lungs.
No, it's that's what I'm
You
trying
know?
to figure out. It's combined in a state of a solid matter. It's not a gas. So unless this becomes a gas, which I don't think it can unless we get it to a particular temperature, which I don't know what that is yet because I have to study it to figure that out. In 1962, there was a study done on this very thing, and I'm trying.
Do you at least have a cold pack in there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I got some ice from the county morgue.
You know, I'm not going to question that. This is a fucking...
Yeah.
Anyway.
I trust you.
When you're looking anything up, I'm going to have my my laptop out. So
Okay.
if you need me to look anything up or cross-reference anything that we've come across, I'm going to be looking on the Phenomenax website to see if we can spot anything that happened the prior night.
All right.
As well as seeing if there's any social media or anything that any of the kids and contacts in here have posted anything about, because a lot of the time they'll post things on their what was popular at the time. MySpace, I guess, was still a thing.
Yes,
no, it's current-ish time, so yeah, whatever. MySpace.
See if that neighborhood has like a community Facebook page, and see if they reported anything.
Yeah,
next door. Look on next door.
That's just going to be a bunch of passive-aggressive old white people bitching at each other next door.
Maybe one of them says, "Those sons of bitches buzzed by my house last night and woke up the dog, and I don't know, blah blah." You know, some shit like that.
I mean, it's not hard to find a person's name.
All right. So the question would be, who is staying up through the night? It sounds like the professor is. Anthony, it sounds like you're joining him.
I will see to it that I get at least 6 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
So I'll stay up late, but I'm not gonna like go full poop sock and sleep deprive myself. Because
poop sock.
That's
moving on. What about? In the other room.
Jason, that's a term. I'll explain to you later.
But yeah, we'll get to that.
I'm going to hide my socks.
I specifically said that I was not going to do that.
But now you've put that idea in there. Yeah.
Which one of these crazy fuckers are going to take a dump in my socks?
You with that
sanity.
Yeah, you don't want to be feeding the big sewer your precious fecal essences. You gotta keep hold of that stuff. God.
Okay,
there's a story behind that. Trust
way
me.
Too high. I made a mistake. All right. But yes, in the ladies' room. What about you two?
I'm going to bed early because I plan on getting up early to go on a run.
Perfect.
I will be doing some research, but I'm not going to stay up all night.
Okay. So we will be jumping to break shortly. But for those that stay up, so Peyton, you're asleep. Tristan, you're typing away on the desk. It's about maybe 1 or so in the morning. You're kind of thinking like, I should probably think about going to bed. And you hear this clunk on the front window.
Well, crap.
Am I up for that?
You guys don't hear it. It would have been whatever the other room is. At the moment, it's just Kristen.
It's a ladies' night.
Fuck. I'm going to go...
It's a poopy sock stuck to the window.
Shut up. do not want to go by the window. I will wake Peyton up and say, okay, there's a noise outside.
No, what was that?
There's another clunk at the window.
Yeah, there's a clunking at the window.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Do you think the guys are trying to play a joke on us?
I doubt it, but you know what? I'm going to send a message to Charlie, because I know he'll be up, and tell him there's some clunking outside our window. Are they all in their room?
I'll look
Who the hell is
around
Charlie?
at the drooling, snoring people in the room, if they are doing such at this point. And
That's actually
think
he's, like,
everybody's
laying in
still
bed, but he's
awake.
got his laptop. Like,
okay, if everybody's still awake, then I'll look.
he used to look over and he's just like,
Jo-
"What?"
Joshua's sleeping, and he's got the Zippo in his hand as he's sleeping.
Doc, what the fuck is wrong with that guy?
He's a pyromaniac. They should have named him Zach, but his name is not Zach. Yeah, and I'll text back. Yeah, everybody's here. Why? What's up? You know.
All right. There's a thudding outside of our window. I'm hesitant to check it because I don't want my head ripped off my shoulders. But here we are.
I'm gonna go around to the front of the room, kind of behind the wall, not in front of the window, and try to peer out the window to see if I see anything.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, and what you see, you're just looking past kind of where that curtain meets, and you can see the lights on in the parking lot, and there is a little blur, and you see blonde hair falling down kind of near the top of the window, and there's a clunk, and it looks like someone's head just hit the top of the window.
Kristen? And I'm gonna back away slowly. There's a head out there hitting the window
How many
with blonde
clunks?
hair.
How many clunks have we heard?
Is it-
3, and then clunk 4.
Is it
Okay.
Lauren?
I was
Is it Lauren's
thinking
head?
we might be getting all the heads at once, but if it sounds like one just clunking.
Yeah,
So.
go ahead, Peyton, and roll for sanity real quick.
Okay. That's a fail.
Go ahead and roll a d6 as you realize it is indeed Lauren Harrowgate's head clunking against the window.
That is Lauren's head. Alright. I took 4 points.
All right, would you like to offset that onto a bond?
Not at this time.
All right, drop your sanity by that much. Have you reached a breaking point?
Not yet.
All right, you're doing good. But yes, that kind of hits you with that realization that is Lauren's head, and you might see like a little bit of blood out the nose as it just clunk hits, and you hear that spider web kind of crack on the window. What are the two of you doing? Or actually, even better, let's go to break.
Yes.
Good time for a break, indeed. We'll take, say 10. It's 40 after. We'll be back at 50 after, or 10 till, depending on how you tell time. And get your snacks. This is getting good. Be right back, everybody. And we're back. Thanks everybody for sticking around. I hope you got your snacks. We refueled, rehydrated, and we are ready to go back into the second half of this episode. Let's take it back away and get us back to it.
All right, so we'll jump right back as Peyton and Kristen. Peyton, you're the one that's seeing Lauren's head bouncing against the top of the window and hearing the slight crack of glass.
Oh my god. Kristen, we got a problem. That is Lauren Harrogate's head out there.
Okay, now I'm calling Charles and letting... Okay! Lauren's head has come to visit us. I'm not going out the door, so if y'all could be very careful and look out and see if y'all can see anything else in front of our room.
You say her head is hitting your window?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so quick architectural question for the hotel. Is this an open courtyard kind of hotel with balconies, or?
This is not a hotel. This is a motel. Basically, everything's opening up to the parking lot, and this is a one long sort of line. Okay. So essentially, if you want to look out the door, you can basically see down straight, but you'd have to go out a ways to see anything beyond that.
So it would be hanging off the back of the building?
You're getting the window that they're looking at is like the window next to the door.
Okay, so it's facing
at the front. Yep, facing the parking lot. Yep.
Oh, I'm just gonna say, all right, hang on, guys. We got a situation. There's a head hanging off the roof, banging into the window.
I told you don't keep that thing in your bag, bro.
It's not a rabbit head. It's Lauren's head, apparently, and I've got the phone still on. I'm just be like, how we want to. They're freaking out a little bit, you know.
I'm gonna get my shotgun and I'm gonna kind of get ready to lean out the door. But if y'all were ready as backup, that would be helpful. Perhaps Joshua could cover us.
Hey, Doc.
Yes.
Random observation. Body shows up here where we are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and guess the damage has probably already been done. And whatever was responsible for this already fucked the fuck off.
Leave it a message.
We're being fucked.
Yep.
Something.
Let's see. Let's see anyway, though. Let's take a look out.
Yeah. As you're talking, your thud, like the splinter. You actually probably over the phone hear a crack.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah, and the window breaks. You can hear like the bit of glass hitting the little kind of the shades, the blinds. It hits the blind.
Get back, Peyton. Get back. Back to the back of the room.
All right, guys, the window just shattered. I'm going. I'm gonna
Let's go.
Open the door and out and head towards their room. And
yeah.
All right. Are you being stealthy at all as you're kind of going through this door? What's it look like?
Once I heard the glass shatter, I'm gonna be like, I'm not gonna try to be stealthy at all unless somebody tries to stop me. I'm just going for the door.
Right.
At this point,
I got all my socks and my sweatpants and my shirt that says Quantico shit I was sleeping in, and I'm going down the hall.
Yeah, Gad is actually just kind of like taking his time. He's not being like stealthy necessarily, but he is gonna come out after everybody else has by a couple of seconds at the very least. Like, y'all go first. Y'all go be brave.
All right. And so the three of you are rushing out inside, Kristen and Peyton. Peyton, you were getting the shotgun, it sounds like.
Yes.
I imagine that's pretty easy for you to just grab handy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I keep it handy. So, yeah, I grab the shotgun and I am going to open the front door and very slowly peek my head out and look towards where the window no longer is on the outside.
Okay, yeah, and Kristen?
I was yelling at Peyton to get to the back of the room because I don't want something beaming in here and pulling her spine out. But
All right.
if she's going towards the door, I'll grab my gun too.
All right, yeah, you're grabbing the gun. The door opens. The three burst out of the room, kind of down the way a little bit. Ready? Well, the two. Sorry, Anthony is cleverly biding his time. And as you burst out, there is kind of that crash of the door. The Peyton, you're probably a little bit more careful. You're swinging, and you see there is a blur of blonde hair that gets pulled up over the edge, kind of the lip of the roof, as it hears these like doll door openings, and you can see it kind of like bangs itself, and there's like a little splattering of dried blood. Is it's kind of got almost this gray shape that moves quickly. The two guys that busted out from the side, you see this lumpy gray form that's kind of pulsing in and out with this blonde hair hanging down, and a couple other little spots. There's one with black hair, one with brown hair that you can barely see, but it's just this lumpy thing that pulls back over the edge of the building. Everybody that's seeing it right now, except for Peyton, go ahead and roll for sanity.
So I am seeing this now.
Yes, you are seeing this.
What is my sanity? I think it's 15. Yeah. All right, 21. Yay. Out of
All right.
59.
I made it by one.
Making it by one's good. All right, and Kristen, were you running out after, or were you holding back for the time being?
Well, I had run to the back of the room, so.
All right, you're safe then. We'll kind of say you were keeping careful. So the three that rushed out got a glimpse of this. What are you guys doing?
It was a gooey, hairy blob.
It's already like drawn itself back up over the.
It's past the lip of the roof.
How high
It
is
was
the edge
a-
of the roof?
It's actually at about this point where Gat would just kind of very casually walk out, fully clothed. What the fuck is going on?
And from the there's like that moment of pause. Gat asks, "What's going on?" And you hear from the back of the roof like an inhale. And it sounds like a few people just breathing, but there's a couple of notes of something like lighter, almost like just a chorus of breaths breathing just past the edge of this roof where you cannot see.
Can I, like, if I go through the broken window? All right, am I in the room, like, looking through the broken window? I want to make sure.
You three are all kind of outside. I'm still thinking under the awning, unless you go out and take a look at the roof.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
Is there?
I'm gonna try to put myself up there.
Yeah, I want to take a look around and see if there like a service ladder or anything like that we can jump up. Or...
If you gave what is the thing I'm looking for? If you want to just if you want to just do like an athletics check.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to. I'm assuming that it's structured like a pretty stereotypical motel where you've got the overhang.
Yeah, you could.
Poles,
in theory, grab. Yeah.
So basically, you just see Gat go, "Oh, why am I doing this?" And he like launches himself, grabs hold of the pole, and just kind of like he's up. That's a success on my part. I rolled a 13.
I did not make a success.
All right. Is anyone else joining them? What are Peyton and the professor doing?
Sorry, I was watching Game Alert. Sorry, we just
Well, while I see them jumping up on the roof,
Attempting to jump on it.
attempting to. I currently have my shotgun, and and I can't jump on the roof while I'm holding my shotgun. So,
Peyton. Gun. I'm like, I haven't actually like landed and looked over there yet. I'm like peering back over the ledge. Peyton, give me a gun.
I hand him the shotgun. And then
That's
I'm
all
going to
gonna
jump
say
up myself.
It was garbage.
So I see her hand the shotgun up and then disappear, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah, what
Oh.
what are you doing, Kristen?
Before I go up there, because I handed him the shotgun, I'm going to go back in the room to get my pistol.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, what is Kristen doing? And then the professor.
I guess I did grab my gun, so I am going out too.
All right. Just check.
So it wasn't just hanging there. Something's up there that has it. I'm asking the group.
Yeah,
It's a
there's
big,
something up
gray,
there.
hairy mass of
I haven't
something
actually
up
seen
there.
it yet. I just got up there and immediately was like, Peyton, gun.
I'm going to. Are we on the? I guess we're on the. This is a one story.
Yeah, it's a one story.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna
We're
bolt around the end of the building and go to the back. Is there like an alley, a field?
Mhm.
I want to go around that way and try to cut off its retreat.
All right. Sounds good.
But I'm not going to use my flashlight or anything. I'm just going to use the natural light. So
All right. So, yep.
That's a good idea. I'll go with him.
Okay. Sounds good. The two of you are racing around the edge of this motel. Go ahead and do an athletics check of your own. And I'm going to have Agent Anthony, you get the shotgun and you turn,
Yep.
right? And they're kind of at the peak of the roof. You can see 3 heads next, kind of mounted, you might say, in this kind of gray mat like mesh. It looks like they've just been stuck to it. You can see these little kind of like almost sucking mouths that look like they're pulling in air and exhaling. And just these 3 heads, one of them is Lauren Harrowgate's, bobbing up and down and just breathing as they kind of seem to be looking at you. Go ahead and roll sanity.
Oh, yeah. Let's see, I'm trying to roll under. I'm still at full 65. Right on.
I did not make
I
my
got-
athletics check, by the way.
Woo!
I don't know if I did. I got 30 out of 40.
30 out of 40 is good. Yeah.
No, 30 out of 30.
Oh, yeah, you made it then.
Okay.
What is that a what?
Barely passed.
Take 1 sanity damage anyways, as
Yeah.
you're kind of getting this edge of this creature, right?
Yeah,
Like
no, that is
the bulk
totally.
of it is still hidden. It's
Yeah.
just the top of this is like this sucking, almost like a sponge that's inhaling, exhaling.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, I should definitely take sanity damage from that, regardless of the roll. Nobody's gonna fucking keep their shit.
Yeah, for the so Professor, you failed that, correct? Your athletics is
Yes.
you're racing.
I tripped over my own feet.
Yeah, it's just you're not quite as much, and Kristen kind of gets past you. And at the back of the building, you round that corner, and it's dark on this side as you're looking into the back. Go ahead and do a quick search check as you're just looking.
Failed 65 out of 50.
All right.
Did not make
In this
it.
case, it's good because what you get, there's not quite enough light to see at this, but you have this impression of almost like veins, like wings, like butterfly wings, slowly drifting behind the building. There's like a second you think maybe it's a tree, maybe it's not quite. You can't quite see. You just get this impression that there's something back there.
And it's big.
It's big.
Yeah. Okay. I look back. I was like, yeah, there's something back here, all right. Can't tell you what it is. I just, it's big.
Joshua, what were you doing? I think I may have
I was
missed ya.
attempting to climb up on the roof, but
All
I
right.
failed.
Failed. All right. So at the moment, it's really locking eyes with Anthony on the edge of the roof. What? It sees you, shotgun ready. All right. Taking a shot. Go ahead and roll for it. That's gonna be your where is it?
Firearms. There's a skill for that.
Yeah, firearms. Thank you.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to do Cthulhu, and it's like that's not right.
So yeah, here's the fun thing. I'm way better at just like fucking fist fighting than I am a shotgun, but this thing is terrifying, and I'm not taking a chance. I'm not expecting to make this roll.
Oh man, go fisticuffs with it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that I failed the shit. It's
All right.
not a fail, but that's definitely a 78.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you hear this. All of you hear this loud kaboom, and there's the muzzle flash in front of your eyes. As you get this, like you're like it almost is blinding in the dark. Down on the ground. Let's get Joshua and Peyton. What are you doing?
I'm going to attempt to hop back up there.
All right. Doing athletics. All right. Same.
Made it.
I made it.
All right, you two are pulling yourself up. You see Anthony. You've fired at this thing, and it's kind of pulsating and going. The two in back. Is there anything you are attempting to do?
Peyton, one thing I will mention is that you will notice that Anthony's form is completely fucked.
Oh, that's a good point. For the two that just jumped up, go ahead and do a sanity check real quick, as you do see these three heads moving on the body.
All right, I made it, and I got double threes. So
All right.
That's a critical, right?
Yes.
Shit.
Still take one. I think critical just would be the lowest amount you could take, which is 1. So both of you take 1 as you see this, just the top of this weird gray shape with heads.
What the fuck?
And sorry, I cut off the professor and Kristen.
No, it's okay.
Hey, I actually, the last sanity check I had to make, I actually failed that. I'm looking at it on the screen that's over here.
Okay. Roll a d6 for this one, then. We'll just kind of flip them.
4.
A 4? Okay, yeah. If you wish to push that off to a bond, let me know. Otherwise, dock 4 from your sanity.
Can I split it up? Like, can I split it up, or does it have to go?
It will go towards 1 bond, as much as you can manage to reduce it by. So the way that works is if you go, oh, I don't want to take 4 points of sanity damage, that's a lot. You say, I'm going to take it from a bond. You roll a d4. You lose that much from the bond, that much from your willpower. Actually, maybe just 4 willpower total. Whatever. The case is, then you don't lose that much sanity. So you lost 4 sanity now. You happen to roll a 2. You're going to take 2 off of a bond, 2 off your willpower, and then only take 2 sanity left. Should have picked a different number, but you get the idea.
Okay, so if I want to move it to my state therapist, I have to put all 4 into that, right?
You roll a d4 and you'll see how much goes over there.
3.
All right, so you take 3 off of your bond, but you only take 1 sanity damage, and then lose 3 willpower as well. Willpower's kind of the upper side near your sanity. Actually, it's right above your sanity.
One off the willpower?
3. 3 off the willpower. Yep, it's whatever your die rolled is what goes off the bond and willpower. He says double checking that.
That's probably not good. I probably should have just taken the sanity.
You know, it's tough to decide. Okay, so I keep delaying. Kristen, Professor, anything you wish to do near the back as you're looking out into this alleyway, basically? I don't know if it's quite an alleyway. There's probably brush, maybe, a few other small buildings near the back.
Are there any lights? Is it just totally dark?
Any lights that they have are maybe like on a back door of something. It's pretty dark.
I doubt I would have grabbed my flashlight. Do you see that? I'm asking Charles.
Charles, go ahead and roll a search there,
What?
if you would.
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do a sanity check for me, if you would be so kind, as you see better in this darkness. Maybe you like brought the UV or something. I don't know, but you see these the take one as you glimpse these vein-like wings pulling back from this gray mass that's on the roof. And what you can see that Kristen couldn't quite make out, at the bottom of this shape, it kind of rounds about, are all these little insectoid-like claws that just go along the bottom of it.
That ain't fucking natural.
That's nasty.
I will draw my weapon, and I have a tack light on my pistol, I'm sure. Being the good agent that I am. Never caught without a flashlight. And I've already heard a gunshot go off, so I'm not worried about pumping some rounds in this thing. I think I'm gonna let
all right, yeah, do a firearms check.
All right, firearms is 60. Oh shit, nope, 79. So failed that. Ow, missed that one.
Yeah, kind of goes wide. You see,
You see
it,
Anthony in the back.
yeah, goes wide. Yeah, Kristen, what are you doing?
As soon as he starts firing, I'm going to fire in that direction too.
Okay, great. Go ahead and do a firearms check.
It's got to be the bad lighting.
Crap. I am not rolling well today. 60 out of 50.
All right. Yeah, so there's this, the people that are on the roof can kind of see from the alley below these muzzle flashes go pop, pop as the two are firing. And this thing, you see these tendrils rise from the edge, and it looks almost like it's floating, and it gives one push. And where it was is you basically kind of get that look of like when the camera pans out real fast, it's far, far away at this point, and you can see it's getting ready for another thing. This thing moves unnaturally fast back away.
It's getting ready for lining up another attack.
It looks like it's going back still. It's kind of giving that like backstrokey kind of feel, if that makes sense.
So do I see it now?
You see it basically zoom away from the back of the motel.
Well, that could be good or bad.
Shit. I think we scared it.
No.
Do you think you hit it?
No.
I don't think I hit it.
Could I
enough time at the range?
Could I roll an occult to see if that will help me identify or get an idea of what this is?
Absolutely. Go ahead and do that.
Well, I guess that's going to be a critical failure. I failed it, and it's double 8s.
You are you kind of got that like sanity shock as you're trying to think of what this could be. You're just on the roof and you are watching it disappear, and it's just no idea. You've never seen something like this.
I'm not going to waste a shot, though, so...
And yeah, you as a group, you have kind of a few moments of quiet, and then it's almost like the sound starts filtering in as you're hearing people. I heard gunshots. What the hell is going on? like, call the police, the classic, the sounds of people heard gunshots and noise.
Yes,
I'm
it's
going to
time to
run
get
around the front.
it's time to get our story straight now.
Well, I was
Before
going to
the
run
cops
around the
get
front.
here.
This is the FBI. Stay in your room.
Wait, is that thing still like around?
Probably.
If you give it a
Okay.
second, if you have that like beat, you see it just kind of fade into the distance.
It is fucked off.
Yeah, it basically swam away in air.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Do we know which direction it went?
Possible suspect on the roof.
Yeah, it actually went north, you kind of think. Looks like maybe it went out over the water.
Gat he takes a second to collect himself. He says, possible suspect on the roof was asked to stand down and refused. Suspect brandished a gun. We suspect... Sorry about that. We suspect that the suspect has taken off into the woods, and we will, someone should go in pursuit. I nominate me.
We suspect the suspect?
We
That's
suspect-
very suspecting.
We suspect that the suspect has ran off. Doc, now is not the time for this kind of chicanery, and you know it.
So,
You're shouting this
but-
off the edge of the roof at the moment. Is that where
Shouting
everybody
it?
is?
I'm
Going.
in earshot of anybody else that's on the roof.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
When the locals get here, it had a gun.
Yeah, totally.
It had a gun, and it was brandishing it menacingly.
One of those little gray suckers just had a little gun
Yeah.
popping in and out of it. Yeah.
Hey, anybody
Well,
have
the
a drop-
suspect broke our window to our room.
Does anybody have a drop weapon? With spent
What
casing?
weapon?
No,
Anybody
what
got
weapon?
spent
I should get
casing
one.
that we could just throw on the ground here.
none that
Just
doesn't
all
match.
the time. Like,
It doesn't matter if it fired. We definitely fired. He had a gun. We were in the right. I am going to
Yes,
go
it
run
broke
into the
our
woods to
window.
make the story a little bit more plausible. If you hear me scream, for the love of fuck, come after me.
sure.
Are we going to mention the head?
No, it was a nondescript individual in dark clothing, brandishing a shiny pistol.
All right. Figure
And
out
it
what
broke the
people about the
window.
blood that's going to be on the windows from the head. I'm off. And
Yeah.
with that, Gat drops off the roof and bolts off into the woods and starts screaming.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let me go. I'm going to go with him.
And he
Okay,
basically
by all
starts
means.
screaming a bunch of like, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you can, he's like naming off the fucking Miranda rights. Like just utter fucking horseshit, but he's doing it.
I'm doing crowd control. Anybody that tries to come out, I will redirect them back into their room and tell them to lock their door.
Dangerous suspect at large.
I'll get on the phone to the local police. I'll go ahead and call them because by now I'm sure someone has probably called 911. So I will call them and just tell them the story situation. Hey, this is Agent Smith, FBI. We're out at the motel. We just had a suspect and trying to break into one of the rooms. He brandished a weapon. We're in pursuit, but we could use a little help if you have any aerial vehicles that you could give us some support with.
Yeah.
Don't
Looked
send
like-
somebody.
It looked like one of those Phenomenex assholes.
I guess, are you trying to convince them that it was Phenomen X?
I'm in the woods.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll wait till they get here, and then we'll see what happens. But do they
Yeah,
even,
so-
does this place even have a helicopter? Like,
Oh, absolutely not.
I didn't. But I'm asking, do you have an aerial
Yeah.
vehicle?
And you're getting in contact with the detective that is running on fumes still. Detective Gregson went to bed. This person is like, we don't have air support. What are you? Is it did you find the chiropractor?
We don't know who it was. It was a dark, shadowy figure. They brandished a firearm. It could have been.
Okay.
We're not positive. He fled north into the woods towards the water.
Okay, do we need to send in an ambulance? Is anybody hurt?
No, no one here is injured. We've got
Okay.
the situation on scene under control. We just use a support vehicle if you had anything on the water or in the air that we could use.
Okay, great. Yeah, we'll send somebody. You can kind of hear in the background. Who the hell do I call for a boat? As they're chatting amongst themselves. And
Oh, man,
is there
Roberts has
anything?
got
Yeah,
a
is there
boat.
anything, people? So you're we have Anthony and Joshua running in the woods,
Yeah.
making a scene about like they're chasing someone down. Is there anything that Kristen or Peyton is doing?
I'm also doing crowd control.
Okay.
All
By
right,
the
everybody,
way-
just calm down. Go back to your rooms. It's fine. We're the FBI.
By the way, I left the shotgun on the roof.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah.
course.
Running
That's
out there
something you
armed
could have
assailant?
noticed. I just didn't get a chance to mention that
Okay.
that I
Yeah.
left without the shotgun. So,
Well, I'm sure Kristen would have grabbed it on her way down.
but you do see if you happen to see Gat fucking bolt off that he actually has a shockingly large knife on his person.
Ooh.
That's an
All
art.
right. Yeah. Kristen, you have an exceptionally high persuade. And that really covers it. Is you do have people kind of coming out of their motel rooms with, the robes on, towels, whatever, and going like, oh, and you're turn it around, get back in your thing, FBI. And yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am. So you guys kind of you've controlled the area. You think you hear distant sirens coming up. You have a moment to do whatever you need to.
I might let the hotel management or whatever, motel, the desk person
Mhm.
know what's going on.
Yeah. It's probably a number you have to like to ring and get them there, but they're kind of like, oh man, shot. Okay, yep. Well, we'll send someone over. It's not the first time.
Did you
Just
get
letting
us-
you know what the issue is.
We're gonna need another room too.
I'm
I'm not sleeping
yeah,
in this room with
windows
no window when that thing is out there. We don't even know what.
Okay, yeah, sure, but
Ixnay on the Ingzay.
yeah, we're gonna have to charge you for a second room.
I will go and
Okay.
grab Peyton's ear real quick. Hey, before they get here, come shove me up against this wall and like mess up my back a little bit, make it look like that whatever the assailant was pushed me into the window and broke it.
Whip his ass.
Okay, you ain't gonna have to get me to think twice, and I'm just gonna like haul off and just punch him in the face.
All right.
In the front of everybody, but
Well, yeah,
Um,
not in front of everybody.
Everybody's in their rooms.
So
Yeah.
here's the question, Professor. Are you going to dodge?
no, I want it to look like my face was smashed into the window. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for the deception of the assailant attacked me. He shoved my face into the window, and we pursued, and shots were fired. That's my story,
Now-
and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
Now make it look like it broke one of his kneecaps.
Yeah. Also, if you're following me into the woods, you would eventually find that I have gotten basically out of eye and earshot and have stopped.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I don't want to be in front of no cameras or anything.
Right.
So.
Like I'm just basically enough to get out of there, and you will catch up with me pretty quickly.
Well, when we catch up, I want to say, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
What?
it either knew where we were, it followed us. Maybe it somehow tracks that shit it leaves behind. Or maybe someone in the department is in on it.
Well, we didn't tell anybody at the department that we were going to be shacking up here, did we?
No,
Yeah.
By the way,
I'm just saying
What was that, Lindsay?
it could be something that it could be someone that's keeping tabs on us. I think it could be someone in the department, or that thing tracking that goo, or maybe it's it could be those Phenomenex assholes.
Yeah,
too.
we can spend a lot of time theorizing right now. We don't really have enough information to act on. I hate that. Lindsay, what were you saying?
Yeah.
So I rolled a 50 on my unarmed combat and 2 points of damage for the professor.
Actually,
Perfect.
injured, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to the conversation here. I'm
You
wondering.
didn't hit him hard enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
And I'll say you're experienced. You actually like get it so it looks like, yeah, okay, maybe he did hit the window.
Oh, no, now it does.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now he thinks so too.
So we can only speculate. That being said, unless Doc wants to run some more chemical tests, I think we should burn that shit as soon as we have the opportunity to. Because either it knows we're here, or it can smell us. And by eliminating one of those, which is part of what we're here to do anyway,
RP, thanks for the 3-month sub. Way to go, man. Appreciate you. Sorry for the interruption there. Have to acknowledge those subs.
no, that's legit. We have to eliminate one of those possibilities, and regardless of whether or not that's the real one, we won't know. But it's something, and you've got to be fucking thorough when it comes to this kind of shit.
And the rabbit.
Yeah,
The rabbit has
the
these chemicals on it. Quite possibly it's tracked the
I mean,
rabbit as well.
anyways, I don't want to waste any fucking CPU time theorizing about shit that I can't prove. That's just, we're generating too many possibilities here. We need to think about the situation at hand. So first, the cops are going to show up. Not going to be long before the Nomex guys show up, because I'm pretty sure, I have nothing to prove this, but the fact that they were at that body before anybody else to me implies that they're probably listening to police radios,
Oh,
which means that they know shit's going down here. I don't want to be present for any of that shit. And oh god, 1 second, I'm going to send a text message to Peyton saying, if Phenomenex shows up, make yourself scarce.
yeah. Don't worry. I'm sure the professor has it under control.
Oh, you have a lot more faith in his control than I do.
This was my sarcastic face.
Okay, good. I'm glad that we have the same sarcastic face then. I think we're gonna get along fine, assuming that we, don't die.
And we cut back from that very cheerful note to the motel parking lot. You see a couple of police cars pull in, and they start kind of going, whoa, yeah, exactly. And they see in short order Charles nursing a little bit of a cut on his head that's got some blood. Maybe you put some glass on it to really sell it, but it looks like he got his head put into a window. And they kind of go, okay, yeah, what, the ambulance is gonna be here shortly. And you hear a revving, and you go, oh, the ambulance. No, man. Just as predicted, the Phenomenex van skids off to the barely makes the turn into the motel and pulls up barely into a parking lot. If you're being generous, as they hop out the side. What the? Look! He's hurt!
I will look at the
Into the
locals and
room.
go, can we keep those? This is a crime scene. Can y'all do something about that? We keep them far enough away, and I'll just kind of go into the shadows. So they haven't got my face on camera yet, and I don't want it on.
Go into the room. Go into the guy's room.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go in the room and get a towel and kind of clean myself up a little bit, make it
Okay.
sell.
Peyton and Kristen, what are you doing as you see they're kind of bringing their phones to bear?
We should go into the guy's room too. Let the police handle it.
Yep. I agree.
Right.
Let's go over there.
We're just at the edge of the woods going, what do you think they're saying?
Yeah, and maybe you even hear the voice kind of carry over that of like, Georgia, make sure you get this. This is incredible. Like, look, there's a broken. Make sure you get the broken window.
God damn it! I can fucking hear it.
Who wants to roll luck for me?
Oh, I'll do it this time. Let's see. Maybe. Where's my?
I
It's
suppose
under 50, right?
Under 50. You want under 50.
I'm not looking. Tell me what I rolled. 26. Yes.
All right. So they kind of pan past the window, and they're not doing a very good job of it. And finally, you kind of hear the police officer be like, "Nope, get back. It's nothing to see here, nothing to see." And they're shouting stuff like "freedom of the press." You can't, like, they're not quite sure what they're doing, but they get back into their car and just kind of sit there again for the night.
You know, if we had a bottle, we could play a drinking game every time they scream "freedom of the press." Me and Anthony, we could have taken a shot.
Yeah, we probably could. Also, I'm going to guess by the fact that they've shut the fuck up that Peyton didn't leave the room with her gun out this time.
True.
Yeah, in the night.
She's fucking nuts. We're hard to the right place. What can I say?
So, what does the group tell the officers? We'll kind of do it pretty quick. They're sympathetic,
You want to
but
run?
they are confused. Yeah.
Yeah, we took the opportunity, I guess, in the room too, to get our three story online with what they had all, what we had all pretty much said. So, kind of a dark, shadowy individual wearing some gray clothes, kind of just very vague descriptions. And
Kind of little for a really big guy.
it was kind of
Funny how.
It's funny looking. It's
Yeah.
funny.
You know,
Yes.
just funny looking.
Just funny looking. Yeah.
it's kind
Funny,
of
haha.
darkish light hair, medium-ish build,
Weirdly,
maybe,
hidden gender. It's very dark out here.
it's really hard to. I didn't get a good look at him because he shoved my face in the window. Ow.
Very baggy clothes. Yeah.
Ow, that hurts. I might have a concussion. Ow.
Yeah, why don't we get you in the ambulance and we'll get you patched up.
I hope you catch this son of a bitch. That's assault on a federal officer. I want you to know that's the charge I want stuck on him.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Agent. As they're writing down darkish light hair. Yeah.
Hey, Joshua, let's run back. We probably want to be out of breath. Looking sweaty when we get back there.
Everything okay? Did you cut? No, you must not have caught him.
So you would actually at around this time see us actually emerge from the tree line there.
Oh, other agents, right?
Yeah, well, I won't, since I don't have a suit or anything on, or this is in my pajamas, I won't go running up with a gun in my hand.
Fire!
I'm sort of shortish, tallish, lightish, darkish.
Fucker knows what he's doing. I mean, assuming it was a he, I really didn't get a good look at him.
Okay, yeah, and they're taking your account in. They're writing it down. You're giving them very conflicting ideas. You're kind of getting the impression they won't know what to do with it.
Actually,
but
like
with the
specifically
quick
not
thinking-
saying very much, and I'm very out of breath.
Yeah, they won't interrogate you too much. They seem to be interested in the professor for the most part, due to him seeing the most. And they'll buy it. Like, they're like, okay, we've never seen it happen before. Like, he didn't try and clamp your neck or anything. Okay, that's. I don't know what to make of this, but okay, yeah, let's get you patched up a little. Yeah.
Definitely a trained martial artist if he didn't go for a visceral attack like that.
Trained martial artist.
Not a whole lot of those around here, I don't imagine.
No.
Highly skilled at pugilism.
Guess we'll raid the dojo tomorrow, right? Come on, man.
Oh, come on. They're just trying to have a good time.
Yeah. And if there's not anything else, I'm gonna say they kind of patch you up, Professor. Do you want to go to the hospital?
No,
Or are you?
I will. Well, I don't know. Is it Suffolk? Are they going to take me to the Suffolk County Hospital?
They could do that if you want them to.
Is that, and that's where the bodies are, right? The
Yeah.
other bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go to the hospital.
All right.
Absolutely.
Does somebody else need to come with or follow with
Yeah,
a car or
probably
something?
Just let one of them know, and they'll come in the morning. I'll stay overnight for evaluation.
Yes. I think I need to finish sleeping. We've been up for a long time.
Yeah, and
obviously because
it is.
obviously because we were directly involved in an emerging crime scene. Would it be the protocol for this area to allow us to investigate this ourselves?
He's looking at the window. Yeah, sure. Yeah, go for it. I mean, it's an FBI thing, right? Sure.
Well, yeah, I just I didn't want to step on your guys' toes. We sometimes come into small towns and
they look over at the Phenomenex van. They're like, "It's all yours, man. It's all
Take them
yours."
with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we'll keep you in the loop.
Oh, I see him look over the pronounce. Oh, okay. I see how it is. Appreciate it.
Yep. Make sure they get your good side. Pat,
All of
pat.
my sides are good sides. I'm handsome as fuck. Thank you very much. He says looking scruffy as fuck and very much not handsome right now. Apart from the fact that, he's obviously takes care of his body.
Don't laugh at the FBI agent.
That was a joke. It's fine to laugh at that.
Okay. And in that case, we'll kind of cut with them heading out. For the night, they'll take the professor to Suffolk. For the four that remain, it sounds like Joshua was catching a night's sleep. Let's go to Kristen.
Well, we have to change rooms. Did the police do anything? Did they even put tape up?
Yeah, they would have done the basic. They'll do the basics. Yeah, bare minimum indeed of they'll put it up. They're kind of eyeing Phenomenex the whole time, like they don't want to be shown putting the tape up. They really just don't want to be on camera. But with your guys' testimony and stuff, they're not really looking at the window too hard or anything else. It's more of just maybe we'll get a print, but let the FBI handle it. If they want to deal with this, great. It's not one of ours that got hit, at least.
All right. Do you want a completely new room, or do you just want to bunk with the guys?
I'd prefer for us to get another room.
All right. So, did the manager ever show up?
Yeah, he shows up eventually and is like, well, I'm gonna need, you're taking 3 rooms.
You understand that that's a crime scene, right? And you can't charge somebody to stay in a crime scene.
I'll cut you a deal, officer. Give us another room and we'll take care of the window problem, okay?
Yeah, you're talking to the manager at this point?
Yeah.
Go ahead and let's see. Roll a persuasion.
Okay.
Right here.
That ain't gonna go well.
I got a 14 on my. You should be giving us a room.
Oh, okay.
You should be giving us another room because this is now a crime scene.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of haggling, but he's like, fine. Yeah, I guess we'll just call it. We'll just comp you the room. Don't take anything out of the minibar.
Do you have insurance? That's what insurance is for.
I'll take that under advisement, thanks.
Listen, we're not with enforcement or any code enforcement of that nature. It's okay to tell us if you don't have insurance.
Huh? Do you just want the key to the room, or can I go back to bed?
I'll just take the key to the new room, thank you.
Great. Thanks. Could you find somewhere else to stay tomorrow night?
You know what? We'll happily go somewhere else.
It's okay.
I'll make sure that all of the law enforcement in the
I'll be
area
sure to leave
knows.
that on the Yelp review.
Yeah, we'll make sure everybody knows how you treat your law enforcement here.
What the fuck is a Yelp?
Bye.
Yeah.
Pissed off the wrong Southern Belle.
Peyton leaves a scathing review.
At the end of
The manager was ugly and also smelled bad.
Yeah. it probably does smell a little bad. But okay, yeah. So you two have a brand new room. I won't say it smells fresh, but it's new, and it has a window that's intact.
Right. And the other thing that I think I'm going to mention while we're still in the same general vicinity is it's almost certainly left more of that schmutz
Up there
on the window, wherever the fuck else it's gone. Getting rid of all this stuff is going to be a huge pain in the ass. Oh my god, we're Delta Green's janitors. That's what we are, right?
pretty much, yeah.
Awesome.
That's the way it's been.
Well,
did we check the window before you rammed his head in there? Is there stuff on the window?
I don't think you did. As you kind of go over it with a UV light, no, it doesn't look like there's any stuff there. I
guess it's good that I completely fucking missed it with that shotgun.
You are kind of thinking back. Nobody ever really hit the gray flesh that you've seen. There was just a lot of missing. So
that may have actually been kind of a blessing in disguise, despite the fact that thing is going to give me fucking nightmares. I'm just now kind of processing that. What the was that?
I don't know.
But y'all didn't see the back end, did you?
What? I actually
didn't see the back end. There's I don't know.
I'm getting the distinct impression.
I tried to explain the tentacle-looking...
The directionality of the thing was probably not very important to its overall physiology.
And wings, right? There was some type of wing.
Oh god, no, I mostly saw heads.
I couldn't really see it that well.
Like kind of fleshy, gray, pulpy mass. I'm not going to draw a fucking composite sketch of it if that's what... Sorry, this is going. None of us should actually do that.
No, but
is it going to come back?
That's just it. It's found us for whatever reason. It came to us.
Sorry, Peyton, go ahead.
What do we have that attracted it to us?
So I was actually talking about with Josh in the woods this exact thing. So either Doc's rabbit, the tissue samples that we took from the house, which we should probably eventually destroy anyway. I say sooner rather than better. Anything that it's come in direct contact with should probably be destroyed. I'm not saying that that's what it used to track us, because it might just know that we're here and we're looking for it somehow, which is really...
Well, it knows we're here now.
Well, it knows we're here.
It also could have... Maybe it also was observing us from one of the crime scenes, from either the power lines or the house.
Rabbit.
And it followed us.
See the rabbit.
Didn't y'all say that it left the rabbit for you? Isn't that what you said? It dropped the rabbit from... Maybe? I don't know.
Did he take the rabbit with him? Is the rabbit in y'all's room?
Well, at least it has a sense of humor.
I mean, and there's always the option that someone is controlling this thing.
We should go ahead.
I hadn't considered that.
I agree that we need to we need to destroy the rabbit. We need to destroy those samples.
Yeah, we don't know that that's what it uses. That it's using to track us. But we can't rule out that possibility, and we should definitely approach it like it is. Approach all possibilities. This is just basic fucking.
Also, Baldy told us that our first priority is to eliminate, destroy any of these material samples that are there. So
you are correct.
Which means I don't think we need to be wasting our time trying to figure out what the fuck it is, because I don't think we really want to know that anyway. Sorry, Doc.
I'm in the hospital. I'm not here anyway.
Well, he says that anyway.
Yeah, we weren't. Our mission wasn't to identify it; it was to destroy it.
Yeah. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm perfectly fine not knowing whatever the fuck that is.
But unfortunately, if that creature is leaving this shit everywhere it goes, then
not everywhere.
We'll have to kill the creature.
Well, yeah.
He did say we'd have to cover up
rid of it.
Natural.
Yeah. Well, I assume that it's made out of the shit, so that includes the get rid of the material.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that it is. It could just be it could be kind of like it pissing itself when it's shedding this shit. I don't really want to think about that too hard either. But yeah, so we know that it went off in a direction. We know whatever the fuck it is can fly, which doesn't help at all. And we know it's fucking huge.
Why did it take off?
If you want my perfectly honest, fucking gut, completely irrational opinion, I will give it to you.
Got
Go
shot at.
ahead.
Sure.
Well,
I think it's fucking with us.
I would have to agree
Could
with
be.
you on that. Because it could have killed us
Yeah,
if it wanted to.
Yeah.
there
That's
was an amount of time between the time y'all shot at it and we shot at it.
You guys saw what it did to the fucking house. Not like I'm in pretty good
I
shape, and that my body. No, I was scared shitless. By the way.
Wait, you know, one thing we didn't do, we didn't check to see if there was a connection between the victims. We should probably
Yes,
do
we
that.
We asked some questions, kind of trying to see, but I didn't hear anything that made any connections.
Well, we should actively investigate that, because now that I'm thinking about it more, I'm believing that I'm kind of leaning towards someone is controlling this thing, or it is more intelligent than we're giving it, you know, because I mean, I would have to classify what it did tonight as an intimidation tactic.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not.
It could have.
What's it going to do? Threaten me with death? That's going to happen to me regardless. So that's not going to.
Yeah, but it could have taken any of our heads. It could have taken one of their heads. You know, it could have snatched them up. But it just rattled around, made some noise, and made sure it was seen.
Made sure that we knew that it had control of the
Oh,
situation.
It was fucking with us.
It's okay. That's fucking weird. It's acting like a mob boss.
I have been researching
Why the fuck is it acting like a mob? Oh, that's
because
businesses around here that
I'm leaning towards something is controlling it. So, go ahead, Kristen. I'm sorry.
I've been researching before all this crap happened. Businesses around here to see any business where that might house or create this chemical or these chemicals. I was thinking maybe the girl's mother might have worked at a place, but no. We know that the guy who went missing was crud. I know what he was, I just forgot it.
Dentist.
Dentist, yes. The other lady worked at the high school. So
Was Laura high school? Was Laura high school age? All right.
Yes, she was a high school student.
Can we check?
Oh, of course she was.
Yeah, you still have her phone, or you got stuff out of it, though, right?
Oh yeah, both. I just
Can you see if she has, like, in her planner or on her calls, did she make a call or have a dentist appointment, or is she associated? Like, is that dentist in her
That's the
contact?
exact thing that I was going to suggest that we do. And I'm going to walk over to the desk where I had left it, put the glove back on because I'd been handling it with gloves, and scroll through and see if there's any, like, I've got like a local directory up on my laptop with the very, very pretty pink phone in the other hand. It's got some Hello Kitty shit going on. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Um,
I'm sure you've already checked out William in Georgia, right? In the phone. Check out Carl Marietti.
I'm going through. Do I see that as a contact in the phone?
You would see, yeah, I think that makes sense. You get the impression that Moretti kind of runs a lot of the dentistry around here, but you do find she had a tooth cleaning, but it was months and months ago.
Look up a Vanessa or Hatvin.
That would not be in the contact information. But you do know she is the high school librarian, so she probably wouldn't have had her number. Yeah.
So the problem with making connections in a town like this is that it's fucking tiny and everybody knows each other. So the only other thing that I could think was that maybe that there is a link from the dentist, because he was the first victim, yeah? Or was he the second?
He was the first.
And as you're, you're kind of talking about that. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Anthony, you're kind of thinking like the dentist that, and your mind kind of flashes back. You had a couple like grainy pictures in this this document that had been left for you, and you're kind of going like, wait a second. The heads that I was seeing on this thing, I saw Lauren's head. I saw a head with black hair and another head with brown hair.
Right.
None of them, like those other two, weren't in great shape. They could be those two.
Right. Well, I'm pretty sure that we have. Well, oh god, that's a queasy thought. So
Did you see a bunny head?
I didn't look for a bunny head. I'll be honest with you. But hang on,
Was the bunny head not the one that was talking?
Hey, what's up, Doc?
Bugs Bunny, Lovecraftian horror.
You didn't see a bunny head, but that would be pretty small to see, kind of from what you were seeing out of there.
Yeah, well,
it's
clearly
tough to tell.
it's got a thing for the cranium. Hang on, let me think. So the only other thing I can think is that if the dentist was the first victim, and somebody is controlling this, we're just going with that theory because it's the only one that actually gives us any leads. If this thing is operating on some alien or animal intelligence, all bets are off. But if somebody's controlling it, that means that if the dentist was a victim, there is some potential that somebody accessed the dentist records and was using that as a kind of a Rolodex for their shit.
I know a way.
A murder list, if you will.
I know a way we can test the rabbit theory.
Well,
we can plant the rabbit's carcass on the Phenomenex van.
Well, that's two problems with one stone, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, go for it, man.
If the Phenomenex group are attacked tonight or whenever, we'll know it quite possibly could have been the rabbit.
You know,
And if they survive the encounter, then they will probably fuck off. Or redirect them to become entirely committed to it.
Very interesting that they pull up right after this thing leaves.
I think they're listening to police radios.
Oh, that could make sense.
And, it only takes a couple of minutes to get anywhere here. So,
well,
and again, I have been... Go ahead.
I'm going to say, but they found that other body, too.
Yeah, and they found the other body before that.
There's something wrong with them, but I agree with Joshua. If we plant this rabbit on them and maybe even a small piece of the material on the underside of their van or something, if they get attacked, then we know that's what it was.
The thing is, the problem is that the odds are about even that it gets fucking eaten by a coyote or some shit.
Well, we won't hear if it's
coyotes out here.
We won't hear if it's eaten by a coyote, but we'll hear if they show up headless. If they show up headless, we'll know about that.
Exactly. And the way they are, they're going to put any kind of encounter they have on. Look, it's an alien on the East Coast. I mean, these kids, they're going to... If they see anything, they'll be the first to tell.
The thing that I'll mention about that is more bodies means more attention, which means more eyes on this shit. I'm sure that's a good idea.
Well, I have another way to take care of them anyway. I was eventually going to tie them into the house fire. I mean, assuming that house will calling fire. You know what? I do believe
the thing is, though, it kind of still stands with that. So the other thing is, a couple of Phenomenex aficionados suddenly go missing. How do you think that's going to impact the Phenomenex community?
I don't know, but I know it'll make martyrs of them. But here's the theory. What if let's say we were a bunch of Phenomenex individuals, you know what I'm saying, and we reported on this kind of stuff, but we wanted to report on how maybe they came across something that allowed them to bring this creature here or something like so they could report
That's
on
what I was saying.
So maybe
they show up right after.
Maybe they are in control of it.
We have no way to fucking substantiate that.
You think that Phenomenex summoned this creature.
You know what I think? I think you've got a fucking hate boner for him, or looking for an excuse to kill him.
I'm not a monster, you know.
Oh, let's just casually throw a dead rabbit into some cars and hope that a fucking nightmare creature comes and decapitates them. That's what normal people think. I'm a fucking criminal, and I don't think like that. Okay.
I'm just trying to solve problems.
Yeah, well, your solutions are going to create more problems. You got to think more like an actual criminal instead of just a government criminal. God.
I'm gonna hit the FBI database on those two, Georgia and William.
Start there, see if they've been involved in any weird shit. That's a really good fucking place to start.
And also
Does Delta Green
the
keep a
dentist.
database? No, of course we don't. Of course we don't.
Delta Green has no online presence whatsoever.
All right, so I'm hearing Kristen is going to be doing some research. Professor, you're going to the hospital.
To do
They're joking around with you in the back of the ambulance after they realize, like, yeah, the cut's not that bad. Like, yeah, they're chatting. It's not a bad little ride. Yeah. Peyton, what are you doing? It's about 2-3 in the morning. Like, it's getting late.
Joshua, I'm gonna need you to fill me in on what your plan.
Well, I don't have a plan per se. I think we should definitely look into this phenomenon because I'm really feeling like something is in control of this thing. And of all the parties we've encountered so far, these are the ones that show up the most.
I agree.
So
I was meaning more.
And how convenient is it that they find that a dead rabbit plops up next to them while they're investigating this body?
I don't think that they're the ones that found that.
I'm with you.
No, I'm talking about the agents.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you. I was actually meaning more about that and cleaning up the
house.
I mean, I think it has a faulty gas main issue.
Yeah, there's also been a great deal of structural damage to the house. I think it blew at any second.
Yes.
Well, when are we gonna go and make this happen?
I don't know. Maybe give it another day.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
gas
just
leaks
need to be
are
thinking,
like
planning
that.
about that. Yeah. Y'all know what you're doing with research computers and whatnot. I think I'm gonna try to sleep if I can.
Yeah.
I trust
would do
y'all
some research.
got it kind of.
Yeah, are you going to scour the videos?
You mean from the phone or on Phenomenal?
No, from the what you call it, the idiots.
Oh God! See, that right there. That's why I don't think they're in control of shit. They can't even control their own goddamn mouths. Unless they're playing a really good idiot front, which would be impressive. That's some Juilliard shit right there. So,
if anyone
fucks an Emmy.
Yeah, see if anyone posted any videos of chemical plant breakouts, weird creatures around chemical plants,
I think it's going to be more like a regional thing. So I can do that. Actually, fuck yeah, I'll keep a tab open for that. My main thing is actually, I think we're going to have better luck trying to find some connection through the dentist. And the reason that I say that is that if he was the first victim, then if something is controlling it, then something had access to that. So I need to find out if somebody's broken into those computers and asked us to made any access to those files, because it's like really fucking easy to see if somebody's doing that. And very hard to cover your tracks unless you know what you're doing. Especially, this thing is probably one on fucking Windows 95. Those things just open book.
Yes. That's fine, but I do think that we need to get some rest.
Yeah.
The night is continuing on. I mean, we've already got jet lagged and crap like that. We need to be bright eyed and bushy tailed in the morning. That's the
second most sensible thing I think I've heard you say.
Great.
The person was burning shit down, right?
Yes. So let's do the research rolls before we finished for the night. So let's start with Kristen. What are you researching? Real quick.
I guess I'll start with William and Georgia just to see what their families do, any connections that they have as far as what business they're in, things like that.
Yep. I'm just doing one more check.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, what kind of research do we want to ping that at? Because I could buy computer science, SIGINT.
Right.
Yeah, roll whichever one's better for you, I think.
Hey, criminology? Well, I don't know.
That would tell you if they have a criminal record.
Right. Not exactly what I'm looking for, though.
Yeah, but you might not find that through just a computer science kind of trawling through them.
So, what are you trying to find on them exactly?
Again, their families, background information,
Gotcha.
what parents do, what grandparents do.
Yeah, let's do a computer science as you're trying to kind of get through there, and do that at a plus 20. These are very online individuals.
So I don't have a computer science score.
All right, then you got a 20.
All right. 26.
All right. You get the bare bones information. You get that they are, you think, students out of New York University, but the downside is it seems like they're a little paranoid, almost like they're part of some site that encourages them to be off the grid. And it's just, you're having a hell of a time really getting it. You do find, though, because it's fairly easy on phenomenex.com, you do find a few of their other videos. And they chat. It seems like they kind of have a show where they try and go out almost like storm chasers and find out interesting things. There's a few of them just staring into a mirror and chanting something and then going like, it doesn't work. There's nothing. Stupid.
Myth busted.
Yeah, we're trying to find aliens. Nothing. This is stupid. Just them trying stuff. Nothing that you can really nail them on, though, you know?
Alrighty.
I know what I wanted to research.
All right, yeah. So Peyton, at the moment, we are gonna at the end of this, we will be rolling to see who gets kind of tired out from this longer night of research. So just be aware.
I'm considering staying up and then going to buy a bunch of no-dos and just eat it straight.
Very good. A little bit of stimulants. I like it.
I used to do that when I was younger. So
yeah. All right. Yeah. So what are you researching then?
I want to spend time and I want to go through their videos, and I want to look at it with an eye of, is there anything that they know that they shouldn't know? Like, as far as like on like some of the crimes or things like that. Is there anything that, that maybe they know a little too much about this?
Okay. Your human's pretty high, right?
Yes.
I think if I give you a plus anything, there's basically no chance you don't do
80.
it. Yeah, okay. So these are not secretive individuals as much as they try to be. You get the impression that they are they're chasers. They don't know much ahead of time or full stop probably. But they do have a knack for you're kind of just getting the impression they're just lucky. They have a lot of misses in their videos where kind of like that mirror one that you see, it's like, nothing. That's like, is a waste of a video, but it kind of looks cool. Although you're looking through the videos, go ahead and roll in intelligence check.
I gotta see what that is.
Yeah, it should be up near the tippity top. I believe you're at a 70.
70. 28.
All right. You see them chanting in the mirror, and for the others, it's like, this is nothing, right? They don't accomplish anything, but you're watching that and you're like, I remember that chant. I've seen that before. I've done that chant when I was a kid. When I was still with the Church of the Reflected Savior. I remember doing that. And that's it. You just remember.
Is there any occult wise? Is there any validity into what they're doing?
Go ahead and do a roll on that. I think you've got some occult.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Yes, made it by 2.
Oh, made it by 2. You're really casting back in your memory. These are things you've tried to forget. Chance that you maybe got told by your mother down there, and they're doing it wrong. Like, you can clearly see they're like, they haven't made the right preparations. The chant's a little off, but they're close. They're close to something that you've seen before.
All right, so there is some validity to what they're doing. Right?
It's in the neighborhood. But again, you have a very high human. You don't get the impression they know what they're doing.
So if they did do it, then they did it completely by accident.
Correct. Down over there, we'll finish up with Anthony. What are you researching tonight?
So I'm actually gonna get some rest because most of the stuff that I want to research isn't me coughing. Is stuff that I would really have to like. Yeah, I could probably try to find and see if there's a backdoor into the dentist computer, but I could probably just ask and see if I could check the records because it's related to the case. It would be like I don't even have to do anything sneaky to get into it. Like I could just like, hey. We noticed that the dentist was this, and this. We suspect that this is like a serial pattern killing, and we want to just check to see if there is some connection. Like, no matter how weird that connection might be, but mostly with the intent of just trying to see if there is some commonality, like if there is like a weird dental quirk that they all have, or if they had a reaction to. Basically, I need their medical records, kind of, but from the dentist angle.
Okay, yeah, we'll deal with that next time. So you and Peyton will each get some sleep while these other two, kind of an informal watch situation because you've got a couple people awake. Those that stay awake, could you roll me a d6, please, each?
Yeah, I'm like kind of standing over Joshua, like standing over their shoulder as they're going through these videos for a couple seconds. Then I'm like, this is fucking stupid. I'm going to bed.
2.
2.
2.
4. Lose that much willpower.
Does that come back?
It does. You gotta sleep though. And just because you're hitting that time, you've been on a flight, you've done that. Recall next session, because you are exhausted, you'll be at a -10 on your rolls.
Ooh.
Until you get some sleep, or if you take stimulants of some kind, that'll perk you up for a little bit of time. Yeah, that'll...
That Harry Dubois.
Yeah, I'm definitely planning on that. I might actually call the doc, the professor at the hospital, and say, Professor,
you need to get some meth while you're over there.
Can you get into the pharmacy, Professor?
Can you hook me up with Adderall?
Let's kind of wrap up real quick because we've neglected the professor for a while. Okay. As he shows up at the hospital, they get you into a room pretty quickly. It turns out, a couple damage. You're gonna need a few stitches. They do tell you as they're going. They're like, "Oh, it's good. You don't look like you got a lot of glass in the cut. That's really actually very good. We don't have to do a whole lot of that."
That is good. Good quality window. Safety glass. That's why it was invented.
They're like, safety? Okay, man. Whatever. I want to ask questions, I guess.
What does that impression on your forehead say? It says U.S. Marshals backwards.
Oh, weird. I didn't know that they were glassmakers.
Class of 2010. Fantastic. Yeah. So they make you comfortable, and pretty soon you're just you're left alone. They kind of ask, do you want to stay in a hospital room? Do you want us to have you wait outside? Like, if you need a sleep, you can have one of the rooms.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I've got to wait for my partner to come pick me up anyway in the morning, so I could crash here. That'd be great.
Okay. Sleep well. If you need anything, please just walk out and let us know. Don't press the emergency button because, well, it's not an emergency. But if you have an emergency, just let us know.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you all. Have a great night.
Absolutely. Have a good one. And you're kind of left there. Are you planning to sleep for a bit? What's the professor thinking?
Oh no.
All right.
The professor.
In that case,
got a plan.
all right. Well, let's kind of leave that to the next thing. As you can see, what's the professor look like as he's getting ready for his plan?
Well, I guess I'm gonna try to give it a couple hours, let everything stay kind of quiet, and then I want to try and find slip out, find a lab coat, kind of throw a lab coat on, and start making my way to the basement.
All right. In that case, that is where we will pick up next time in A Victim of the Art.
All right, everybody. Wow, fun times indeed. My audio is still really low, apparently. I'm going to work on this for next week. And
actually, I'm hearing it. It's like kind of
How loud, actually.
Yeah, you went from, well, you were fine until, anyway, we can talk about that when we end the stream.
yeah, we'll talk about that. In Discord, I'm fine. In OBS, I'm not. So we'll figure that out. There's some audio issues going on, but nothing ever goes perfectly around here. That's why it's a live show, and live shows have bugs, y'all. Just remember that live shows have bugs. But hey, Victim of the Art is a lot of fun to play. I'm enjoying playing the professor. We'll do probably going to do an AMA about this game as well, as we spend the month of August talking. Now, I think are we going to be here next week or 2 weeks for the next session?
I would prefer next week if we can.
Okay.
I actually have a side play test that I'm running.
Wait, you play with other people?
Oh,
Nathan
man.
plays with everybody.
I get around.
Man.
he handles up. He handles up on
Yeah.
many people.
Can't believe that. Okay, fine. It's fine. No. So yeah, we'll be back here next Wednesday night for Delta Green, next Tuesday night for another episode of Weird, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Everybody, don't forget. Saturday, check the Discord for AMA times for the rest of the month on Saturdays. So we'll be talking about the different games that we're playing and things that are coming up in September with the launch of Season 2 of the Welcome Home campaign, our full 100% homebrew campaign that we're doing, and the relaunch of Horde of the Dragon Queen. So, unless anybody has anything else, thank you all for the subs, resubs, and follows tonight. We appreciate you all out there and love you very, very much. Unless anyone has anything else, I think it's time for us here at the United Adventure Company to say thank you. And it was a pleasure having you with us tonight. We'll see you next time, everyone. Good night.
I'll see you, Hester.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.